Well, howdy there. Howdy there, boy. Got all these massive pinball and arcade games on here.
Man, you
hey man. Hey, listen here, man. You just gotta.
Hey, brother, I tell you.
What's going on? We're going to go to SFGH.
SFGH.
Whatever the heck it is. What is it called? SFGE, Southern Fried Gaming Expo, guys. And here to tell us more about it, here's the man himself.
Yeah, shoot, I tell you.
The founder.
Help with this hard by Neeson of mine, and son of a bitch of Neeson got that old Green Goblin Silverado.
Alright, so tell us a little bit about Southern Fried Gaming Expo.
Well, you see, SFG's where all the pinball and arcade owners come together. Hey, brother, I tell you, there's all kind of shit there you're gonna love. Just gonna have to wait and see later in the video.
All these pinball and arcade games.
Man, anything you got.
See, today we're bringing this smaller version of Miss Pac-Man right here. A little rough around the edges, but it's pretty good, I guess. And this beauty right here, it's kind of wrapped so you can't really tell. Is this Pinbot?
Yeah, shoot, that's what Pinbot.
Yeah, it is. It's Pinbot right here. And yeah. We're just untying them and pouring them into this dead-ass Chevrolet right here. Chevrolet.
Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin?
Yeah.
Is that what you call your truck now?
Yeah, shoot, that's the Green Goblin, that's the Neeson.
Yep. Oh, can't forget this. The NOS energy drink.
Hey, man, NOS makes you feel fast.
That's right. And oh, hey, look at this. We're taking this hard body Neeson right here. Look at that. It's pretty boneless. But also, we can't forget this. We cannot forget this. You're for this?
Yeah.
Feel the stern.
Amen. Fucking Gary Stern.
Amen. Just feel the stern. Feel the stern right there.
So I sit up there against the harbor, seen foreign navies impress each other, touching up white paint from stern to bow. And I try some.
Looks like it's raining, and we don't have any dead-ass stuff on the Miss Pac-Man machine. What do you think about that?
Oh, shit.
No, what do you think about it?
That's not good.
No, it's not.
That's not good at all.
Will it survive the trip in this massive?
Yes. I'm
now
a little considering.
We're almost through.
Or like almost there.
Well, boneless.
It's not somewhere.
Almost there to this paradise. Well, we are here.
Folks, we made it to the ATL in our Shy Goggin Silverado. Right over here.
About to unload it right here. Unload these puppies. The Miss Pac-Man. Old Pinbot. And the sun is rising on a glorious day of arcade doing all this crap. Let's walk in here. So this is the most ominous part of the hotel. It's so ominous and kind of creepy because none of these stores really exist. They're all closed or half finished. Kind of like a ghost was here. Pretty sure the ghosts were here. It's pretty ominous. It's creepy, especially what goes on in here. Oh my. Alright, here we are in the prestigious Waverly Renaissance Hotel.
Got it.
Heck yeah. So where are we?
ATL. Let's game.
What are we gonna do?
Get a game on.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Alright, let's go. We go to the game room.
What's going on, everyone? We have Sam and Jacob
Heck yeah.
back again, and today we're going to take you on our tour of our experience of the Southern Fried Gaming Expo 2018.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's get this show on the road.
So right now we're gonna talk about the showroom first.
Right.
So, which is it was pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. It was like all this stuff that's like non-gaming, I guess. Like there's card gaming, that was like all that other stuff as well.
Right. We got tabletop gaming, we have...
the tabletop gaming.
We've got some...
That comes later though. It's like...
Yeah.
And there's like a ton of well, my favorite part of it was actually the comics.
Oh yes,
which is
comics were there. We had some cocktail table arcade games. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Where the hardcore gamers
where people
tend to hang.
Well, because it's quiet.
Yeah, true that.
And you can sit down.
There's a ton of pops there too.
Lots of pops for Slam to purchase.
Yeah, a lot of comics for Slam to purchase.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're
gonna need a small load of $1 million
if I had more money, I would probably buy out the entire.
I'm sure you would.
entire.
There goes a shelf.
There.
Or a whole bookshelf case.
Yeah. So I guess before we go any further,
Yes.
Let's go with the history of the Southern Fried.
Sure thing.
Because since you've been at this more than I have, like just barely, like not like with pinball in general, but just like the SFGE, you've been with that a lot more.
Yes.
Yes, I have. I did say the initials correctly.
I was close to. Yeah, I was getting ready to tell him to say the initials right, because as you saw in our intro there, with my nation, he said SFGH. What is it? The Southern Fried Gaming.
Speaking about Comic-Con, just got messed up. But anyway,
the Southern Fried Gaming hotel hall, whatever. I don't know. It's an expo.
Whatever. Anyway.
Yes.
So let's talk about.
Let us discuss the history of the SFGE itself and its entirety.
Heck yeah.
So, SFGE started back in the day as the Atlanta Pin Swap.
Where you do underground swaps.
Underground business done above ground in a warehouse, not far. No, it was on the bright web, I guess. I don't even know if that's a term.
It's on the DL.
Not really. It was just something we all. No, I think it was advertised a little bit.
It wasn't on the DL.
It wasn't really like a thing for the public. I mean, public could go to it, but it was more for the collectors. So the community would get together once a year. So actually, it was twice a year at first, and then Then it got where it was one fall. Then they stopped it, and we started the show. Now, the Pin Swap was a place where I bought my first game. Yes, my very first pinball machine was the Williams Flash. And let me tell you, it did not work one bit. Boy, did I have to learn quickly how to fix it.
Thus the pinball obsession was born in
Debbie's. Oh, Deborah was not happy about that. Son, that's enough. Bought another. Son, you suck. And the rest was history. So, fast forward to 2014. We have the SFGE. First year, it was at the Marriott. I forget what the formal name of it is, but it's
Courtyard.
It's not a courtyard. It's just a Marriott.
It's just a Marriott.
Yeah. It's a good hotel. It's easier for me to access personally, but
it's the hotel in Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Well, they're both in Atlanta, but
yeah, it's in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's right off of the interstate, I-85, and it's pretty nice. But it got where it wasn't big enough for everything, so they switched it to this other place where they could pack more into a single room. And
Renaissance Waverly
the
Hotel.
Atlanta Marriott Renaissance Waverly at Cobb Galleria. Good old Cobb Galleria. Now, as I was saying, 2014 was the first year, and it was the Southern Fried Game Room Expo because it was really just about the arcade games and pinball machines, and that is where I bought my High Speed. What a great memory that was. That game apparently started smoking when they plugged it in. It caught on fire, I think, and I got it for nothing, and I still have it to this day. All it needed was a new power cord that was wired up properly, that is, and it was good to go. And it still plays great to this day. I've taken it to the show twice now. And so fast forward to 2015.
Year two.
Year two. We have
Slam coming in.
Slam joins the fun.
The fun. This is back when it was pretty much there wasn't a whole lot.
I think Judge Jackson came with us as well, if I'm not mistaken.
There wasn't a whole lot, I remember.
It was nice.
There's just games.
It was still mostly about the arcade and pinball. They added console gaming in, and
did they add comics in?
They didn't. I don't think so.
Yeah, I hate it.
It was pretty cool. I liked it, nonetheless. I didn't buy anything, but I brought Pinbot that year, and people loved it.
Oh wait, I don't think it actually went in that year. I don't think, because I remember you had
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. You came with me on Sunday.
I remember
Yeah, because I stayed at home. I just commuted from Atlanta every time. Got it. Okay.
So then.
Now, anyway, 2016 is the year that I missed it.
We didn't go.
We went, but I missed the day to move my stuff in because I just forgot. I thought it was the next weekend. And so, yeah, I was kind of pissed. But I still went, and we still had fun.
I think that was the year I actually went.
Yes, you did go.
Actually went through, all the games and all that. That was when they had comics and pops.
Right.
I don't remember.
The first year for having more than just arcade games and pinball and console gaming. That's when they added tabletop gaming and comics, pops, whatever. Comics and pops
and toys and all that. I don't remember it never having comics and pop.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't remember. I just don't. I remember never having that. So,
fair enough.
I think I just helped. Year two, I just helped you move them in and move them out, probably.
Or you just helped me move them out.
I just helped
what it was. We played some games. We played Terminator 2 before I had one.
I think, but anyway.
Yeah, so that was a fun one. I didn't buy anything, but
neither did I, because
regardless, it was good.
Year 4?
Year 4 was 2017. First year, I brought 4 games, got all the passes, and that year they had an all access collector only party at midnight that you had to bring like 2 or 3 games or more to go to.
Yeah, I remember the party. The party was fun. I like
that. Was nice because we had the whole thing to ourselves, and it was dark in there, and it was cool.
Didn't happen this year though. I was pretty mad.
Either it didn't happen or we missed it because we were exhausted from driving to Atlanta in 2 trips.
More on that later. Speaking of which, year 5, the 5th anniversary.
So, concluding year 4, I was inspired to buy Terminator 2, and I didn't buy the one at the show, but I did buy one like 2 weeks later, and still got it. I love that game. I don't ever plan on selling it. It's awesome. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's fast and it's fun. I'll have a review on that on IEB coming up on a later date.
Hopefully, maybe we're not
so
sure. But anyway.
Year number 5.
Year 5, the most exhausting year.
Oh God.
Oh my God, that was awful.
We're not gonna get into why.
Oh, let's get into why. Get into why.
I don't wanna
2 trips.
I don't wanna point out names and all that crap. I don't want to get into that. We'll put it this way. We were supposed to have 2 trucks,
but
we only had mine.
We didn't, so we had
and
2
we
trips.
were trailerless, and we had to haul 4 games over the course of 2 trips to Atlanta and back. So that's
plus
4 hours worth of driving on Friday and Sunday. Not to mention Thursday, we were going to take 2, but that didn't happen because my Hard by Nissan said no.
Broke down. I remember you.
I was so mad. The dang battery cable on the battery of the Nissan just gave up, and I had to go get a new battery cable. And sure enough, I swapped out the battery cable, and it was back on the road on the trail.
So the whole setup is like you go set up your machines on Thursday, pretty much.
You bring them in Thursday, start setting up. Friday, you finish it up.
And then
start up the show.
And
now
Saturday you play, Sunday you play until 3, and then you pack everything up, just haul ass out of there.
Oh, we hauled ass.
But anyway.
So the show itself this time, by the way, 2014 they started calling it the Southern Fried Gaming Expo to account for the non-game room games, and that's all for that. 2018
was the start of the
boneless.
This year was the Southern Fried Film Expo.
They had that. They may have had that at the last one. I didn't really pay attention.
I was excited for it, but then I found out it was nothing that I couldn't watch in my house.
Yeah,
because it was just like 8 a.m. was just like cartoons, and then you had like some other like gaming, quote unquote gaming movies. Like I guess there was like Doom, I think. It was like,
got that, and probably Super Mario Brothers, which was crap.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of like actual movies being played. Just like every 8 a.m. it's like Saturday morning cartoons.
So this time around, I didn't purchase anything. I did get inspired to buy something. I will get to that in a later date. Now, Slam, why don't you tell everyone what you bought and what I wished I could have had?
If it wasn't for Deborah?
No, not even that.
I bought a Mortal Kombat, the original game.
I would love to have it.
There will be a review for that fairly soon. And that's enough for that. Just look out for that. But anyway.
Great game right there. Now, that's all for the history. Let's get on to the games.
Yeah, before we do that though, the game. As you probably saw, there was like the game room with all the games and pinball machines.
Oh yes, let's talk about the setup a little bit.
There was just like the tournament room where
that
you probably already saw, but still.
They had the pinball tournament. It's the Papa's League, I think is what they call that. One of the P's in Papa's is Pennsylvania. I don't remember the rest of the acronym. Then we got the main game room where most of the pinball machines were, along with some arcade games. And then we had the 80s room, which is where they had all of the old school console gaming plus
the video game consoles.
even though some of it was from the 90s, it was you know what, let's refer to it as the retro room.
The retro room.
It had more of a focus on bringing back the retro vibe with the music and everything. Not as much. It was more, that room was dedicated to a certain kind of experience, I think, that people had in their childhood that the other room didn't really focus on.
Yeah, and then
That was more like the main convention kind of room, and this was more like a fun kind of area.
yeah, there's like extra like video arcade machines and not a lot of pinball. Like there was some pinball,
There
but not
were
a whole lot.
there were 2 pinball machines in there that I really liked, and one
Well,
I
let's
really
see.
want to own, and
Maybe.
one I am going to make sure I own very soon because it was that good. And we did not get any footage of it because it was the last thing that I played, and man, do I regret that.
It was
because it was a beautiful game.
It was heavy.
It really was. Swords of Fury, oh my god. Like, it's got this awesome voice where he's like, Lion Man!
Yeah.
Challenge me, Lion Man! It's funny.
Anyway, there's a lot of console gaming too and all that.
Yes.
And then that was pretty much it. There's some cosplay, like someone dressed up like Pac-Man, someone dressed up like Deadpool.
Yes.
Which we showed the picture right there.
There was Deadpool with Steve
Yeah.
Ritchie, who, oh my god! I had a fanboy moment there, didn't I? Yeah, Steve Ritchie is the man who created some of my all-time favorites like Firepower, High Speed, The Getaway, Terminator 2, and many that I have not named. The list goes on. Fun fact, Steve Ritchie is the voice of Firepower.
Yeah, I remember when you
I was so excited about that, and he actually started doing the voice minus the effects, and it was like, oh my god, it is him.
I was getting a recording of him doing that, but we never saw him again.
Yeah, he's a busy man, and he's kind of deaf, or really deaf.
Yeah, he's got like 2 hearings. But anyway,
So-
it's kind of understandable, given that the
He's
business is
getting old, and he's got some kind of ear disease. I forget the name of it, but we love Steve.
Good job,
Glad
Steve.
to meet him. Glad to have a picture with him. I will never forget that. I'd love to meet him again someday. Perhaps I'll go visit him in Chicago while he's at work.
Yeah, thank you, Steve, and all your miracles.
So that's it for
And now for the reviews themselves.
yes.
That's
That's it for the tour.
Games.
Now let's go to the game. Duh.
Yeah, and so the first game we have is one of the firsts, the bingo.
Bingo.
Tell us why it's called pinball, because there's no
Yes.
pins.
Well, there
This
are
game explains.
pins, actually.
This game explains it. Go ahead.
There are pins, there are not flippers. Pins, there are pins that the ball hits. That's why it's called pinball. You know, growing up, I used to think pinball referred to the flippers as the pins, but that wasn't it. Hell,
No.
that wasn't it at all.
No.
There were literally like metal pins on the play field that you'd launch the balls up and they'd hit. And you just try to hope for the best that it would land in a hole or like a cup, really. And because it was pure luck, it got classified as gambling. And up until like the 40s, when flippers came out on Humpty Dumpty
Humpty Dumpty.
by Gottlieb, yes, Gottlieb's Humpty Dumpty
Anyway.
was the first with flippers, and they were tiny flippers, and they were momentary. Like they'd come on for like a second, and then they'd go back down.
So anyway, let's talk about bingo.
But yeah,
This-
bingo.
We didn't
It's
actually
not
play it.
really. Well, we couldn't have played it.
We
because-
couldn't play it because it's a work of art now.
Well, it may have worked. They just didn't want anyone to break it, which is understandable. It's an antique. You know, personally, I would have restored one and had people play it because, you know, you can't experience that kind of thing much.
And because of that, we can't review it because
I know.
we didn't play
I
it.
was kind of salty about that, but whatever.
But
I feel very peppered, I'd say, about things in the future.
Yeah. So
Bingo, it's a cool game.
Yeah.
It was not the first pinball machine, but it was one of the first.
One of the first, yeah. I commend them for bringing it over because I bet it took a lot to bring it over.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the first one was. It was by Gottlieb. It was like something ball, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on from that, let's
Yes.
talk about Popeye. Your
Popeye.
your first game,
Right.
your first arcade game.
Yes.
Let's
Popeye.
talk a little bit about that, I guess.
Oh yeah.
This is based on the movie and not the cartoon,
Yes. Popeye is
which I will explain a little bit more about the cartooning.
Popeye has an interesting history behind it, actually. Did you know that Nintendo's first game was supposed to be about Popeye?
I did not, and I don't really understand why, but
Allow me to explain. So, Popeye was the theme that the creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto, himself wanted to use, and that game is what became Donkey Kong. But we had Popeye, Olive Oil, and Bluto/Brutus. And what happened instead was a carpenter, a girl, and a gorilla. And maybe they kind of ripped it off of King Kong, but I guess Universal and Nintendo settled their differences because what do you know? There's going to be a Nintendo theme park at Universal Orlando.
Anyway, back to the game itself.
Now, Popeye itself came out in '82. Great game. The idea is that you go around collecting whatever the hell Olive Oil wants to throw at you. Level 1, she throws love in the form of hearts. Level 2, she plays music, so she throws music notes at you. Level 3 is where she throws the letters of help by screaming help, I guess. Level 3 has Boneless the Buzzard, because I'm just going to give him a name.
What I don't understand is it's based on the movie, so it's not Bruno that tries to get
Bluto?
Popeye. What? Bluto?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Bruno.
I haven't. Well,
the
I'm sorry,
TV movie master got it wrong.
Well,
wow.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen Popeye in a while, and after that was just
Like, I'm tired of it. And then the end.
whatever. So anyway,
yeah.
So anyway, it was based on the movie. I don't understand why he's called Brutus and not
Yeah, I don't know either.
Bluto? What was it?
Bluto.
Bluto? Probably that.
It was because of the movie.
Yeah, it's
with
what-
Robin Williams. Rest in peace, Robin. We love you.
Yeah, Robin. That movie sucked.
Yeah, unfortunately, that movie was horse trash.
The movie was
Pure
really-
horse trash.
It was really boring.
Yeah, but at least they got a good game out of it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of good home console ports. Me personally, I enjoyed it while I owned one. I'd love to get another one someday.
Surprisingly enough, the game is in the vein. It's like cartoon. It's like in the style of the cartoon.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah, I
even
know.
more confusing.
Which is funny. So it's all about just the Popeye franchise in general. They just used Brutus instead.
Yeah. So
Overall, I'd give this game a B out of A.
a B out of A.
Yes.
Out of a
B,
scale,
folks,
a
a
scale
B.
of A through F, you give
On
it
a
a B.
scale, yeah, a B.
I give it a, I give it a C because it's really, I don't know, it just makes me really confused. Like, where's Popeye's kids too? Like, what the heck?
Sweet Pea?
Yeah, where's
Yeah,
Sweet?
he was in it.
Oh, he was in it?
level 2.
Oh, well, I
He's
didn't
like
see it.
riding on the balloon platform thing.
Oh, well, I didn't
You
see
can
it.
actually go jump on the platform thing and be like thrown up in the air, and you can punch the thing that he's on and get points.
Oh,
yeah.
well, I didn't see him. Well, whatever.
So,
Anyway,
Donkey
next
Kong
game
is Junior, son of Kong.
Where
Lol.
I am surprised to find out that Mario in Nintendo's like very early days, they turned Mario from a hero to a villain in this game.
Yeah,
Let's
old Mario, this was the first game where he was actually Mario and not, Jumpman. whatever that's supposed to be.
Just jump.
Come on now, Shigeru.
Shigeru, come on.
Shigeru, boy!
Hey, the names.
And there's my generic Japanese accent. Probably wasn't the most accurate, but hey, worth a shot.
Anyway.
Now, I love Donkey Kong Jr. Not as much as Donkey Kong, but it's a close second in the Donkey Kong trilogy. We'll talk about Donkey Kong later when we get to the giant Donkey Kong.
Oh, heck yeah.
Donkey Kong Jr. came out same year as Popeye in '82. Sequel to Donkey Kong. You know, Mario's getting his revenge on Donkey Kong for, you know, it's like, all right, you steal my girl, Junior, I'm gonna steal your dad.
Not Princess Peach, but
Pauline, who does appear in some later games, but that's beside the point.
That's true.
For me, I used to have a Donkey Kong Jr. It was a cocktail table where you sit down and play it, and you can put your cocktails on it, I guess.
Oh, so you were a hardcore nerd.
Sure.
Hardcore.
I don't know. What is your deal with hardcore and cocktail tables?
Well, you said like at the
It's
show.
It's
like
not
hardcore.
about hardcore.
You said.
I was probably kidding. All right, I'll clarify this for us.
Please do.
Okay, cocktail tables don't correlate with hardcore necessarily. It's just a different form. They were popular in restaurants back in the day. I guess what I meant by hardcore was if you really want that game, then, you know, that's the way to get it. For me, I liked it, but I didn't like having to play it in a cocktail table, and, you know, I hated to get rid of Junior, but I'll own another one someday as an upright, and, you know, I'd give this an A out of A. How about you, Slam?
Oh, so we're reviewing it again?
Yeah, there's not really much else to say about it.
Well, I mean, this particular game, it has some great artwork. It was in good shape. It wasn't like, you know...
Well, let's stick to the game as the game,
Well,
not
the game is the
actual
game.
one.
Well, the game is the game. I mean, it's a good game. I mean, Nintendo took a bold step, like, to put their hero as the villain in this game, which is really surprising.
Now, with the artwork and stuff, though, I mean, that you can talk about that. I'm just saying, don't grade based on that one machine that you saw.
Well, yeah.
All right, well,
anyway.
continue then. Let's hear what you got to say.
Hey, I know this. Anyway, so the game itself, I don't know. Mario always seemed like the good guy and everything, and especially with today's climate where it's just like, hey, you're all your childhood heroes, they're the villains now. I don't know. That's kind of a tempered on me, I guess, but
You know, looking at it from a modern standpoint, I can see that.
Yeah,
that's understandable. I get it. I really do.
I'd probably give it a solid B. I mean, it's a good game.
Okay, I can live with that.
It's a good game. It's a little tricky for me, at least.
Yeah, I remember the one time you tried to play mine years ago.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh Lord, that was something else. I did not know that's how that was gonna go.
It was really it was really tricky. It's really tricky to play. It's like vines and all that. I'm more
versus, you know, jumping over stuff.
I'm more of a.
Well, you can jump over stuff in Donkey Kong Jr., but you don't as much.
Like with these type of games, I'm more of like a PacMan, Mario kind of guy. But
well, that kind of was Mario, but
like
I
Super
consider
Mario.
that a Mario. Oh, Super Mario.
Super Mario, yeah, not like.
Well,
not like,
that wasn't really an arcade game, except for versus Super Mario Brothers, but that's a debate for another day.
Well, yeah, I meant like 80s games and all that, just like.
Well, that was an 80s game.
Yeah, like all 80s games total. Like I'm more of a Pac-Man / Super Mario Bros. Kind of guy.
All right. Well, Pac-Man came way before Donkey Kong or Super Mario Brothers, but
hey,
all right.
You don't care. Continue.
Fair enough.
So, I give it a solid B.
B for
speaking of
Pac-Man,
Pac-Man Plus.
Oh Lord, I was kind of disappointed when I saw this thing because it's a Pac-Man Cabaret, but someone upgraded it to have Pac-Man Plus in it, and
You changed your Miss Pac-Man to a regular Pac-Man.
well, no. Oh yeah, that's right. I did, because I thought there was just a Pac-Man here, so okay, I'll keep mine on Miss Pac-Man, but here we have Pac-Man Plus instead,
With the Coke.
with like fruit is like a Coca-Cola can and a cocktail, or no, a margarita or something, martini, whatever it is. It's some kind of alcoholic beverage. That's all I know.
Oh, Coke and alcohol in a Pac-Man movie. In a game.
Needless to say, Namco did not authorize this one. Bally Midway, just like with Miss Pac-Man, made this one themselves. Now, personally, I don't like it as much as regular Pac-Man because it makes it a little bit too difficult, and it kind of takes away some of the fun because of that. It changes things up, it throws you off. Some of the ghosts don't turn blue when you eat a power pellet, or Energizer as it was called back then. And you know, it's a good game. I've got it on my Miss PacMan Cabaret. By the way, a cabaret is a miniature cabinet for like a doctor's office, or a more like private location that's not an actual game room. It's for like a dentist or doctor's office, like a waiting room, or you know, maybe a hospital for kids or something, you know, something like that. And I have in mind, I've got an upgrade that lets me play 20 Pac-Mans in one. So aside from Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man, I've got Pac-Man Plus, so
Anyway, with
I can play that.
With
but
this game, what do you give?
yes, Pac-Man Plus, I'd give it a B minus. It's fun, but it's nothing like regular Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man. What do you give it there, Slim?
Well, with this particular game, it's got some great artwork. Again, it's in a good shape. I didn't see any scratches or chips in the
No,
paint.
it was just wood grain.
It's just it's wood grain.
That was the artwork.
Well, that was the artwork, and I didn't see any scratches or.
The
chips.
control panel and the marquee, yeah. Well, it does have some art, but yeah,
Yeah, there you go. So
it was in good shape.
anyway, I gave it a B plus just because it's got like a Coke can and alcoholic beverages as the
Yeah.
fruit, which
What?
is really surprising.
So for a Pac-Man slash Super Mario Brothers kind of guy, it's only a B plus.
Well, because it's got a Coke can and alcoholic beverages in a kid's game.
That's not necessarily for kids.
Well, Pac-Man?
Part of Pac-Man was to appeal to a female audience too, I think.
That's with Miss Pac-Man.
Well, no, even Pac-Man, because, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I believe part of it was women liked playing it because it wasn't like violent shooting stuff in space. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of women that love space shooter stuff, and I get it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, and if you don't like it, then that's also cool. We're not discriminating here at IEB. Now,
Yeah.
Pac-Man Plus is good though. Next game
Now-
is Robotron 2084, a game that I'd love to own one day, and Slam has no idea what's happening.
I have no idea anything about this game. I've never played it. I only saw you play it, and even as I'm watching this footage, I'm like, what the heck is this?
So,
What's the
it's
point?
not a game you can just walk up and play. You have to understand it first.
Yeah, so give us...
So,
Make us a minute.
it's where the idea is, it's in the future, you know, 2084 obviously is the year. We got, the Earth is conquered by robots, and you're like a superhuman trying to save the last regular human family, and you go around and I think you're just trying to pretty much shoot all the robots, you know, just like a lot of, you know, shoot the robot kind of BS generic stuff, but hey, shooting robots anyway. Unique thing is you got two joysticks and not a joystick and buttons. one joystick controls the movement, the other controls where you fire your laser. And, you kill all the robots, and some of them you can't kill, but when you get all the robots that you can get, then you go to the next level. And I love Robotron. I'm gonna give this game an A-, just because, as classic as it is, and as much as I love it, I love the artwork. It's just awesome. It's got the awesome, like, firepower style 80s sound effects, like, and all that good stuff, and but it's not something you can walk up and play, and for that gives it the minus. How about you, buddy?
Well, I've never played it, so I can't give it a grade, which is really surprising because I love the robots. I love the
You
fantasy.
love your space sci-fi
I love the
robots.
space. I don't.
Evil
I
robots.
can't speak because I never played it. It's really confusing for me, but
Right.
I don't really have any interest in it. Honestly, that's kind of weird coming from me. But
It
anyway.
is.
But anyway,
By the way, guys, I just found out the first pinball machine was Gottlieb's Baffle Ball. I knew it was something ball, but Baffle. So
Ball.
Bingo was not the first, of course. Baffle Ball. I'd
Now,
love to see one.
on to Getaway.
Amen, 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 amen.
Two things the Hendry loves: pinball and cars, and this combines them.
Oh, not just that, but this one's really special for me at the heart. And let me tell you why. As a wee lad, when I was I don't know, 3 maybe, 3, I guess, 4, 2, somewhere between 2 and 4. I remember up in Helen, Georgia, there was a little amusement park. It was kind of crappy, but it was fun. I don't think it's still there. There's a tornado that went through there once, and it made it get demolished or something. And so, yeah, this game was the very first pinball machine I ever played up in Helen, and I love it for that.
You fell in love with it. The nostalgic factor.
For years I never knew what it was. I just remembered what it looked like. And one day I saw a picture of the Getaway up close, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's the one!
Holy crap!
That's the game I played."
That is it. I gotta get it.
And I kind of have it, but not really. I'll get to that in a moment. The Getaway is the sequel to the classic High Speed. And High Speed is a game that is really, really good for me. And sorry for the stuttering there. Freaking Bixby just pulled up on my phone, and that's enough about Bixby.
You should have a Siri.
I'll take Bixby. Anyway, the Getaway came out in the mid-90s by Steve Ritchie. I think it was 1992. It's got a cool feature where there's a supercharger with a blower like you see on the hot rod. And essentially, the idea behind this is the following, and here it is.
Here we are.
You shoot the ball up the ramp, and it spins around in 10 circles, and it goes fast, and for my fellow ADHD people, you're gonna have a blast. Let's just put it that way. I could watch that for hours. And another cool thing is that this game has a gear shift lever instead of a plunger. Why? Here's why. What you have here is you hit some targets and it increases the revs, like you hit the gas pedal and your revs go up in your car. And just like in a regular manual transmission car, you shift gears when the RPMs go high enough. Same thing here. It simulates that, and as you score points and you hit targets, the RPMs increase, and eventually it gets up to the red line like in a real car, and you shift gears, and each time you shift gears it progresses to it gives you a bonus or something. Then when you get to whatever the top gear is in the theoretical car, you get to Redline Mania. I honestly don't know what happens there. I haven't played the Getaway enough, but it's a good game. I would love to own one someday. I can't really afford one right now, well, I might could, but I'd have to trade things around probably. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up buying one. But for now, I have the original High Speed, which is very similar. It's almost the same playfield layout, and it's equally cool. I love them both. I'll give this game an A out of A. How about you, Slam?
A out of A, no A plus. A plus exists.
Oh, A plus out of A plus then.
Oh, well, okay. So with me, I don't know.
Cars probably ruined it for you.
No, Cars did not ruin it for me. I like Cars. I just don't obsess about it in my dreams like you do. But anyway, I mean, it's interesting to say the least. I mean, you got the swooping. You got it didn't like what we're going to get into. It didn't. The ball just didn't go straight down and where you couldn't like hit it, which is a bonus for me. The gameplay was pretty good. I got a pretty good gameplay out of it. I enjoyed it. I'll give it I'll give it a B plus just because there was
Man, amen.
I mean,
That's
I'd
I'd at least give it an A minus.
I would give it a
Fair, fine. B plus.
there's a pinball machine that we're gonna get into that I will give a very low grade to, but anyway.
A very
This-
low grade too, huh?
Yeah, this one didn't have a lot of hot women on there, which I like. But
What?
yeah, I like the hot women on the artwork, but anyway.
True. That's never a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean it's just
You would
Cars.
have liked Flash.
Yeah, I would have
Had
liked
a
Flash.
hot girl in the back glass.
Yeah, but
On
anyway.
to now, trophy hunting.
Trophy hunting. I love trophy hunting. It's more interactive.
noticed. It is interactive. It's more of a simulation. Now, me being an arcade enthusiast, I can't help but point out that it kind of copies Big Buck Hunter. Now, I'm not an expert on Big Buck Hunter, and I don't know if trophy hunting maybe came out first, but as far as I know, Big Buck Hunter is like the main hunting arcade game series, and this kind of copied it. It's kind of just like the same thing as Big Buck Hunter. Like literally, from what I can tell, it's not that much different. And gameplay wise, it's fun. It's fine. You shoot bears, good competition between people. And
Yeah, I mean,
overall,
I really enjoyed it.
I'd give it a B. Just because I don't get into the hunting games as much. They're cool, but it's just not my cup of tea. Like Big Buck Hunter, I'd probably give an A minus to because it's done a lot better in my opinion. But
Yeah, like with that, like I played this game. This game is just it's just shooting the bears, and that's pretty much it. It shows you where and how many points you get.
how many boneless the bears can you
How many
kill?
boneless bears can you get? It's not. It doesn't have like a. As you might have noticed, I'm more of a story kind of guy.
Oh yes.
Yes, I am.
He is, Georgie. He is.
Oh yeah, he is, and I don't really like the except for like Pac-Man just play in the background or whatever. I just don't like the.
Hell, even Pac-Man kind of has a story.
Pac-Man kind of has a story.
Through the intermissions.
Yeah, this
kind
one,
of.
This one doesn't really have a story. It's just like shoot the bear and shoot the things, and that's it. Overall, I give this game like a B minus, I guess, because there's like no story and like the graphics are kind of.
Oh wow, I thought you would have rated it higher, but
Yeah, I mean, I love the shooting games. It's just I wish the graphics were a little bit better, like more clean cut and.
well, it's probably from the late '90s or early 2000s, so I
Yeah.
thought it looked all right. For
Yeah,
that.
but I don't know. I just want better graphics. I wanted more of a cleaner cut version of it.
They might
whereas
could have done a little bit better.
It was like shooting like a little bit more realistic because it's still a video game and it doesn't have all that much realisticicities. But overall, I give this a B- just for those. So next up, Star Wars. This is
oh man, he made that to you.
This is where the grades are going to go up so high
That they
to the
touch
sky.
the sky.
Oh yeah, this game has it all. Like if you've seen the commentaries, where we watched every single Star Wars movie except for the Clone Wars movie, like the animated Clone Wars movie.
Oh god,
And the Solo.
that was a lot of shit.
And the Solo, which I don't know, we might.
A lot of crap.
I don't know. If you're feeling up to it, maybe a few months down the road we might do some more. But anyway,
We'll see.
on to the pinball machine. This thing.
Wow,
this
I
thing's
was
got
blown
all-
away by it. This
I was
was
blown
not
by
the
it,
first
too.
time I played it though. I played it for the first time in Orlando at this pinball lounge in a bowling alley that this guy had.
Yeah.
This guy was awesome. I talked about pinball with him for like an hour, and then they had a Friday night party, and he let me in for free. He was so excited that I came back by, and he let me in for free.
Yeah. This.
But yeah, Star Wars, the pinball machine. Now, there are many Star Wars pinball machines out there, but
This one takes.
we are
the
talking
cake.
about the 2017 one released by Stern.
Yes. This. Good job, Stern, because you got everything. You got R2D2. You got R2D2 sticking the thing in the thing.
Ah, yes, he stuck that thing in the thing,
All
just like
the time. You got Yoda standing.
Yeah,
on
Yoda
your-
was on the
Luke's
foot of Luke. That was hilarious.
All that. The toys in the game
Oh man,
were awesome.
we have a Death Star back there, and it's got
the lasers.
we got the Death Star loop is like the thing in the Getaway. It had that high speed hyperspace type of BS, and that was cool. There's a cool thing where you select a character. I like that. I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Select a character, you select a mission, you go for it, and you do that mission by shooting the ball at whatever target you got to do.
This is one of the first games, one of the very few games out there that's I think combines arcade machines with pinball machines.
Stop right there. It's time for me to correct you.
No, it's.
Yeah, it is.
I think it combines them. I got the same level of excitement from arcade and pinball machines combined, and you got a screen on there and a pinball thing. So technically, it is two screens. There's two screens on there. One's like a little iPhone in there, kind of almost.
Oh yeah, it did have that one. Did it have another screen in it?
Yeah, it did.
I know
It's
the
you're
Pirates of
showing
the
it right there.
Caribbean did.
Yeah, and this one does as well.
Yeah, I guess it did.
As you're seeing, so right there. Anyway,
Sure.
anyway.
So-
try to correct me here. Whatever.
There are actually video game pinball hybrids that exist. In the 80s, Baby Pac-Man and Granny and the Gators. Both by Bally Midway, and Caveman by Gottlieb. Good old Caveman, wake up. That's a funny game. I played that one a couple times. It's cool. Baby Pac-Man is cool.
Yeah, we're possibly not talking about any of those.
I know. I'm just saying it exists.
No, not those. We're not talking about any of those fake pinball machines that are just like a screen.
Oh, virtual pinball machines?
Virtual
Nah,
pinball?
I
No,
don't
no.
care for
I
that.
don't
Some
care for
people
those.
do, but not me. Anyway, yeah, Baby Pac-Man is... It's really... You play Pac-Man, and then you go in a tunnel at the bottom of the screen, and all of a sudden you're playing a mini pinball table.
Yeah, but anyway.
But yeah, I
Honestly-
see what you're getting at.
Yeah,
It kind
Star
of... It
Wars.
gives that video element.
Anyway, with this Star Wars machine, it was great artwork. It was great. It pretty much encapsulated everything great about Star Wars, like all all the funny parts to it. All
It
the,
did. It was good.
and all the actual good parts about it as well. Like,
It pretty
all the
much
adventure.
avoided everything from the prequels.
Oh yeah,
I noticed that. That was a
It's-
smart move.
it was
Unlike
strictly-
Bally or Midway Williams did that one. Episode 1, the pinball machine. Great game. Unfortunate theme.
It was strictly an OG Star Wars, not the prequel crap. And
Yeah, this one was focusing on the real deal.
I think this game was like being designed, whatever, before like the new trilogy came about. So
Probably at the same time. It probably was
Perhaps.
designed in 2016,
yeah, so
maybe 2015 a little bit.
yeah, so you know.
But yeah,
Anyway,
overall, hell, I'd give this an A+.
I
out of
give this
A+.
an A+ to
I mean,
highest degree.
It was a beautiful machine, beautiful artwork, beautiful soundtrack, beautiful voice acting, sound effects, the lighting, the placement of the shots, the flow, just the everything of this game was just spot on.
Yeah, I
Love it. I want to own one someday.
I love this game. This
They're
is,
just too expensive right now.
yes.
Because they're new.
I love this game. This is probably depends on type of the day, but it's either this one or Batman 66, which you'll see later.
Right.
That's going to give me. It's like one or like top one or top two. One of those fills that spot for me. Yeah.
Well, that's probably because movie, but
yeah,
yeah.
because movie. Yeah. Duh.
But they were good games.
they were especially.
Ah, yes, now we're up to Road Kings. Shout out to Judge Jackson himself. Man, oh man, does he love him some Road Kings.
I'll tell you
We'll be
what.
back, Jack.
I'll tell you one thing, you bought a stupid game.
Stupid game, really. Why do you say that, mate?
Hey, he's negative, I can be negative too, and here it is.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. This game was not great. The ball kept on going through both the
Went through the rubber.
right through the rubber there.
That is hilarious. His doesn't do that, though.
Well, this one did. and
I know, it was annoying.
It made me want to throw it across the room, and I couldn't do that for multiple reasons, but still.
Road Kings is a game that it's not as well known. It doesn't rank as high on Pinside, as I found out the other day doing some ballin' research. And
Pinsight.
Pinside. It's like
Pinside?
the flip side, but on the pin side of life.
Is that like the IMDb of pinball?
No,
arcade
that's
machines?
the Internet Pinball Database. There's both. Pinside is a community forum.
AKA the IMDb of pinball arcade games, I guess.
That's Internet Pinball Database. Pinside is like a forum, though.
Oh, okay, well, on to
Yeah.
Road Kings.
Indeed.
Back on.
So, yes, gracias for that. Road Kings it's good. I think it's very underrated. People tend to pass up on it and devalue it because when it came out, it wasn't as like high tech as Pinbot or F-14 Tomcat or High Speed and all that stuff when that came out, but it's still a solid game, and it's got a great soundtrack, great voice acting, and
The artwork
the artwork's beautiful.
Artwork was pretty good on this machine.
I
can't
did
complain
like
about
it.
that.
Had that Mad Max biker kind of vibe.
Yeah, and I do love me some Mad Max.
I'm sure.
Every once in a while.
Hashtag because movie,
Yeah,
and
hashtag because movie.
we got a classic Williams System 11 fun
Yeah.
for the whole family. That's why it became a Father's Day present for Tom.
Yeah, I guess so.
Shout out to Tom Deacle. Keep on making your traffic lights.
So what'd you rate this thing? What'd you give this grade?
I would
Or if you have
give
anything
this.
else to say about it?
Well, I mean, as far as anything else goes, it's one I wouldn't mind owning one day. It's got a very challenging way to get multi-ball. It's harder than Pinbot is, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not as hard as the Flash Gordon I used to own, but still pretty difficult. I'd give it a solid. It's maybe the Williams System 11 fanboy in me, but I'd give it an A.
Is this the one that had like it was really hard to like slant, or do we even record that one? Was that?
What are you talking about, Maine?
It was like there was one that we played that I remember had like, you told me it had like not a big slant on it, so the ball moved pretty slowly. This one wasn't that one.
Oh. I don't think it was this one. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, the incline angle was off. I forget which one that was, but there was one game that was really slow.
Yeah, I don't think we recorded that one.
Yeah, you're welcome, folks.
Yeah, you're welcome. That game sucked. I can't remember it, but
No slow pinball.
this game was like
It
this
plays
game's-
pretty well, I'd say.
This game's really hard. I give it a D-.
Slam. I swear. A D minus?
It barely passes. Barely passes because of the artwork and all that, but the gaming system just sucked.
Why?
Because the ball kept on going through the things. It was the most
How
pivotal
about-
part of the game.
What grade would you give Judge Jackson's Road Kings? Because you played it as well. I've got proof.
I have, but I haven't played it in a while. I don't really remember. But for this game, I give it a D-.
What if
it worked and it wasn't super hard and not a piece of crap, I would probably give it maybe a B-, I guess.
There we go. That's the grade.
That is not the grade.
That's the grade.
It's a D-.
You have to assume it's a working game. You gotta go by the game itself.
Then okay, well, this is the only experience that I remember, so I'm giving it a D-.
All right, D- it is from Slam.
Yeah, I mean, I can revisit it with another machine, and
I would.
Yeah, I probably will. But as for now, this game's a D- for me, and you can't
Fair
talk me
enough.
out of it.
Yeah.
Because I am an independent person.
Hey, me
America
too.
gave me it.
America. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Now
on,
on to
Now-
Haunted House.
Or should
This
I
great
say-
game? This great game.
Or shall I say Haunted House?
Yes.
Great one. I'll let you go first.
So, I am very interested in this game because it's
Really?
got multiple levels on
You like the 3 playing
I
fields?
I do like it. Yes.
All right.
It's one of the things that I want to do is to make at least just one pinball machine that's like in the veins of Star Wars, another game we're going to mention, and this, because this has like multiple fields, and that is very impressive to have multiple levels.
Considering it
With
was
glass
in
and all
like
that.
the early 80s especially.
Yeah, especially in the early 80s. It's like, wasn't like the early 80s like the advent, the renaissance of pinball and all
Yeah,
that?
that was when arcade games were popular.
Yeah.
See, pinball machines started getting really innovative in an effort to save pinball, but it didn't quite work. They got lucky. Williams scored big with Space Shuttle, which unfortunately we didn't get to play because it didn't get to come.
Neither did Phantom Menace. I wanted to play
Phantom,
Menace.
you mean Phantom of? Oh yeah, I was thinking.
Not Phantom of the Opera, Phantom
Oh,
Menace.
both of them are good games.
Phantom
Anyway,
Menace I wanted to see because that was like the fall of whatever. But anyway, back to Haunted House. This is a great
Yes.
game. I love the multiple levels. It
Now-
took some extreme engineering for that.
do you remember when I had the black hole?
I think I do.
That game's very similar to Haunted House.
Yes.
It doesn't have the upper play field, it's just got the lower one though.
Yes.
However, Black Hole has speech in it, and it sounds awesome in like robotic sci-fi, like "Do you dare to enter the black hole?" It's pretty lit. It's
Haunted
got
House does not though.
it's got multi-ball, and Haunted House has neither. Now, I think the artwork on Haunted House is amazing. On the back glass, that's impressive stuff. Gottlieb did really well with the back glasses. You know, Williams' stuff kind of had more of a comic book kind of look to it almost, where I kind of feel like the Gottlieb stuff in the 80s started having more of a semi-realistic kind of appearance. I mean, that's subjective to anyone's opinion, but that's mine. Haunted house is fun. It's cool. You got all kind of places to hit the ball. Only things I don't like are that there's no speech or multi-ball. And for that, I'm gonna give Haunted House an A-. How about you, mate?
Wow. I cannot believe it. We are pretty much
We're tied.
the exact same grade. I give it an A- too. Let's go on like an A- or B+ because the engineering to pull off a multiple level pinball machine.
It makes it weigh a lot.
Makes it weigh a lot, but it's also really that's an engineering feat right there.
Innovative.
It's very innovative,
There you
and
go.
I love the artwork, as you said as well. I love the idea of it. I guess it has no multi-ball, granted, but then again, I mean, I couldn't really handle pretty much any multi-ball anyway. But the multi-ball is kind of a given. If I was more into multi-ball, I'd probably give it like a B+ maybe, but.
You downgraded if it had multi-ball?
No, if it
What?
No,
That didn't
if
make
it-
sense.
if I was more into multi-ball like you
Oh,
and the lack
oh.
of multi-ball, I'd probably
Ah.
give it a B+.
I see.
But
I see.
since I'm not, I give it like an A-
Full
because
grade of an A-.
yes, because even though it does have the multiple levels, I don't know. It just doesn't have the
It gets kind of old after a while.
yeah. It leaves the aftertaste.
It leaves something left to be desired. Up next is Asteroids.
Heck yes. This is
I said yes.
I love this game.
I do too, but mine doesn't work.
Yeah, well, there you go. We played this game, though, and this game...
It's a cool game. It's a classic, everyone loved it back in the late 70s and early 80s when it came out. An Atari classic ported to the 2600, which was equally successful, I'd say. It's a good game.
What I find really impressive about this game is, and I've noticed this, is like when you shoot it and you like the bullets and all that are like way brighter than the other ones.
I know why.
Okay, we'll
It's-
explain why.
So, time to get technical.
Let's get technical.
It's time to get technical. So, Asteroids has a different type of monitor than most of the games out there.
Oh, really?
Yes, most games have what's called a raster monitor, where the image is like fired by the electron guns onto the screen. Like the whole picture is fired at once, and the entire screen is always showing something from the board, I guess, like the motherboard of the game, where Asteroids has a vector monitor, and what this does instead is it only fires the electron gun at, like, it only shows up where the image is, if that makes sense. And it's done more in like a three-dimensional coordinate system where you got, the X and Y position of your image, and then you've got the Z, which is, in this case, the brightness of it. And they program it to make the bullet brighter on purpose.
Oh, well, bonus.
So, vector monitor
That's the
games
end
are
of-
awesome.
Let's get technical. Let's get
It's
technical.
technicality.
Anyway.
Now, the gameplay itself, not my favorite game in the world. That's probably a tie between a few others, but I'm not going to get into that now. We'll get into that when we film my collection someday. We got for its time, it was pretty cool. You got the ability to fly the ship around, much like in computer space. That's actually where a lot of the inspiration for this game came from, was computer space, which, for those of you that don't know, is the very first arcade game ever made, period. Like, the very first coin-operated arcade game was computer space.
Oh my gosh!
And some people have them.
I don't.
I don't either, and it probably
Anyway.
costs $2,000 plus.
I know I said I like stories in games.
You don't even need a story for this game.
You don't
It's
need a
just-
story for this game. I don't know why I
It's
enjoy
fun.
this
Somewhat
game.
addicting.
I don't know why I enjoy this game over like the doesn't have a story over the
You know,
Trophy hunting.
I bet it's like the graphics. It's something
It's
about
the-
the
oh, yeah,
vector
it's the
monitor.
graphics.
That's how it is for me too. Like without that, Asteroids isn't anywhere near as fun
yeah, it's like
for some reason.
it's like the trophy hunting or whatever.
Yeah.
That thing. I mean, the graphics were pretty much. I guess.
They were
I was-
mediocre for the time.
I guess I
I'd
was
say.
like expecting a story, well, pretty much, and there was nothing, and the graphics were just terrible. But this is just kind of, I don't know why, but the contrast between the ship and the actual asteroids themselves to the bullet shooting is. I don't know why. I really
It's a nice touch.
I really enjoy
it's
it.
a nice touch.
Especially for the 80s, like how they did it was just
You ought to look at
Really
Asteroids Deluxe. That's a
fine.
cool game. I think Asteroids is more fun, but Deluxe has like a mirror in it, and there's like a backdrop that makes it look like all the images are floating.
oh dang, well I gotta check that out now.
That's really good. That's a good game, but I like Asteroids a little bit better just because of the classicness of it, but they're both pretty cool. I'd give Asteroids, I'd probably give it an A- as well.
Well, we didn't talk about the design works of the arts and all that stuff.
Well, my grade is still going to be the same, but we
Well,
can talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's just talk about that.
Sure. Go for it.
Well, I do enjoy them, especially on this game. They weren't faded or anything or
Right.
broken.
Asteroids cabinets don't seem to fade,
Yeah, they're
like
not
some of them, like a Miss Pac-Man.
they're not probably because Miss Pac-Man, people are probably playing a lot more.
Well, in the sunlight, and Miss Pac-Man cabinets are painted, where Asteroids cabinets have decals. I think some of them were painted. Mine isn't. Mine's got like giant stickers on them, basically, that cover the whole side.
boneless. Well,
So one day I'll replace them probably.
I don't think they're all flash in your face impressive, but
It's got that like old school retro late 70s like space age kind of vibe to it, and I like it.
yeah. So overall, probably give this. Surprisingly enough, I'd probably give it an A. I don't know why.
Really? You like Asteroids that much?
I kind of do.
No,
It's
a lot of people would agree with you.
it's kind of like Pac-Man if it was in space and the ghosts were kind of huge and
Minus
rocket
the maze.
minus the maze too. It's just something
Okay.
really really simple, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not like there's some of these games like we were talking about Defender earlier and Robotron. Those games are ridiculously complicated, and you can barely understand what's happening.
Yeah, but this one is just simple and to the point. You're like a little triangle.
Oh,
You gotta
my
shoot the-
bad. We have not gotten to Defender yet. Stay tuned for Defender. That's coming up next.
That's coming up next, but
Speaking of,
well,
so yeah.
you're just a little. The story is just a little simple. You're just a triangle shooting giant rocks and maybe an alien or two. And
What's the music, you ask? Dun, 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 dun.
also
That's
the music?
the soundtrack.
I like the music too. The music is really.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's the Asteroid song.
The music is actually. I don't normally pay attention when it comes to pinball or obscure arcade music because I just whatever tune it out.
It's
but-
not obscure though.
Well, I don't know. I just tune it out. But with Asteroids, I like the music. So
Pinball machines tend to have the music is more present in the experience of the game, where in the arcade games, it's more of a background thing, but yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, but honestly, the music was.
it's just.
I noticed
it's
the
all
music, and the
simple.
music was pretty good. It's simple.
It's in the same way Space Invaders is catchy.
Yeah,
It's like the same exact thing. It's very similar.
yeah. And
Yeah.
now onto Defender.
Alright, Defender. The game that people think sometimes is, it's an old arcade game, it's easy. No. You gotta understand it. If you thought Robotron was hard to pick up, this is even harder. Hell, to be honest, I'm not quite sure I fully understand it myself. I think I get it. Now, the people that grew up playing this can correct me, because what do I know? I'm just a millennial, man!
Yo, I'm right, you're wrong. Let's all have a party.
Millennial born in the wrong decade. Yeah. So, you got a ship, we got a bunch of Williams Electronics explosions that I love to death, all that good stuff. We got something about you fly the ship around and you shoot at the other ships. Then you gotta somehow you fly around the level, and then I think somehow this is where I'm a little fuzzy. You do something and that takes you to the next level after you've gone around and shot at stuff for a while. And it's cool. The controls on this game are pretty neat though. You got a reverse button. I always like the reverse feature. It lets you turn around and you can do the hyperspace, warp drive, whatever, which half the time kills you, just like in Asteroids.
Honestly, this kind of reminded me of a.
Yeah, so
Kinda
that's
good.
what I think of it. Artwork, I love the artwork on Defender though. It's some of my favorite actually.
I do too.
It's a good looking game.
The gameplay itself kind of reminded me of a NES type
Yeah,
game.
yeah. There you go.
It's just like,
It is more like that.
which is kind of weird because, if you want to make an arcade game, you probably should do something that's. This is before NES, right? Or is it
Yeah.
after NES? Okay. Well,
Yeah, it was. I think this came out in 81 or 82. I'm not
When did the
as
NES
familiar
come out, like,
with
85?
Defender. Sorry, guys. The Famicom came out in Japan in 83.
Oh, okay.
The Nintendo Entertainment System in the States came out in 85.
All right, well, that's good. Because I was going to say, if this came out, like, during or after NES, then that would be, like, a downgrade.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like-
Nah, this is before that.
Like, I think arcade games, you gotta be, like, going above what the NES can do and above, like, Sega
It used to
can do.
be like that, but nowadays it's more like on par with a gaming PC.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's changed.
Well, yeah, but
and I
that-
hate it, but that's the way it is. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, like, back then, it's like,
Yeah.
in order to get people to come and, play your game, like, get up off their butts and
Yeah,
get outside world and then go back into the inside world with the arcade, but whatever.
right. I'd give. Is there anything else you want to say before we score it?
Well, the artwork's pretty good, the sound effects, the music was actually
It
not
doesn't
bad.
really have music though, that I remember.
Well, I don't know, it just wasn't,
Sound effects are cool. I love those sound effects.
they aren't bad. I mean, overall, it's just like but I just get, like, this NES type feel that I just can't shake, and unfortunately, because we're quote-unquote millennials, man, I have played the NES, I have been to the future, and I've played the NES, so this kind of reminds me of a big NES game that's kind of, I don't know, I wish there was something a little bit more to it, but,
I think if you play it more, you start to pick up on what it's all about. It's just because we haven't had time to really stand there and play it a bunch.
Yeah, I guess, and I am playing it, fun fact, I am playing this game in the video, so there I am.
So, and I probably filmed that.
Yeah.
And I would give this game probably a B plus. How about you, mate?
Well, This does capture my space love
Oh yes,
because movie, and
exactly.
so I give it a B, just because.
B for boneless. B plus it is.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish there was like a little bit more. Like there was a Atari Star Wars like arcade game, right?
Yeah.
And there was like you're actually like on top of the Millennium Falcon, like in the.
That was a cool game. I wish they had that for us to review, but
Yeah,
they
you,
didn't.
yeah, you see that. Even back in Atari days, they had like you were on the Millennium Falcon, you were in
Yeah, they had.
like the crevice of the Death Star, and you were like trying to have to maneuver all
They
type
took
of stuff.
advantage of having a color vector monitor, and they gave it a very cool 3D appearance.
Yeah, but this is like an NES game, and I don't know. I just
Yeah.
wish they did something a little bit like that. But I know, like the technology at the time or whatever. But I think Star Wars came out before this, didn't it?
No, I think it came out after this.
No. Well, yeah.
You know what,
well,
let me double check.
all right, let's double check this. But yeah, I
On the
mean,
year.
if it didn't, I mean, the technology at the time, granted, I guess, it's kind of a factor here, but still, I mean, I wish it just wasn't like a giant NES game that's like,
1981.
and this came out before then?
Star Wars was in 82, I think.
Oh, well,
I know
yeah,
Star Wars came after Defender. I know that.
yeah, well, yeah, I mean, technology at the time, I guess, but still.
All right,
on
whatever.
to Whirlwind.
Man. Love Whirlwind.
Talk about Whirlwind.
Whirlwind is not my favorite pinball machine, but it's definitely in like my top 10 probably, or top 15. I would love to own a Whirlwind someday. It's not the most, like the highest desirable one for me right now, but it's one I'm gonna own for sure. Let's see. I believe this was the very last game that was a System 11, where the next game was my all-time favorite pinball machine, Funhouse. Man, why didn't they have a Funhouse? I would
Probably
be
because it was really, really heavy.
probably having a blast with Funhouse, but
Playing that 24/7, but anyway.
we may see Funhouse in the near future.
Possibly.
Now, Whirlwind came out in 1990 by Williams, and it has a fan on the top of it that blows on your face when you, in the game,
Or sweating.
cause the storm to appear, I guess. That's the best way I can explain it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even.
This
I didn't
one,
even notice that.
I don't think you made that happen. I know I did. You hit.
All I remember is that this ball didn't go through the flippers, like,
Yeah.
just really. So,
This game has some cool features, and we just didn't play it much.
it gets points for that. So, yeah.
It's got the fan, you hit the targets, it's got the cool voice. It's like, the storm is coming, return to your home. Although it was too loud in there to hear it, but
has-
whatever.
It has good sound effects, I'll give it that.
It
It's
does.
Got some good voice work there, too.
You got, well, looky here. Gotta love that. We got,
I think maybe they. I don't know. I can't prove this or not because we didn't play this game, and I don't really want to. But maybe they might have. Maybe they used elements from this pinball machine to.
on the Twister
On
one.
yeah, the
I had a
Twister
feeling.
1995.
Yeah, they totally
thing.
copied that,
But yeah,
in my opinion.
I think they just put slapped on the Twister.
The fan was. Now the gameplay is probably a little different. I don't think I've ever played Twister, but
I don't
the
want to.
fan was a copy.
The movie.
Yeah, the
sucked
movie's
ass.
not that good, but maybe the game's alright. Anyway, what else? It's a beautiful blue color
Yeah,
artwork. We got,
like a actual whirlwind. So there you go.
yes, we have like on the left side of the play field is almost like another plunger lane, except there's no plunger, but when you lock up the balls for multi-ball, that's where they go, and they kind of like hide out over there, and then a solenoid like thumps them back up on the play field, and The other cool thing is on the middle there are 3 discs, and unfortunately on this particular game it didn't work, but when you've got the fan blowing on you, those discs are supposed to be spinning like really fast, and it messes with where the ball ends up going, but
So they didn't go as fast as.
they barely moved on this one. And I remember on our community email thread, the guy who owned it said that he was sorry that was messed up and he'd look into fixing it.
But
It's
yeah,
just the way
so-
they go sometimes.
Wait,
but
there's an email thread.
oh yeah, the Gappas community.
Was this part of the SFGE?
No, this is outside of that.
Oh well, I wish I. was
Most
part
of the people that brought games are probably from Gappas, but
I wish I was part of that. But
well,
whatever.
you can probably be a part of it.
I'll buy a pinball machine. And I'll be.
I don't think you need a pinball machine.
Oh really? Well, boneless.
You'll just get a bunch of emails coming in.
Hey guys, join the email thread.
Join Gappas if
Join
you're
Gappas.
interested in pinball.
Anyway, I will say this: the spinning tops is
Fan.
no the.
Oh,
not-
the
not
thing
just
on the
fan.
playfield.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
thing on the
the
playfield.
ones
The
that didn't
spinning
work.
things. That is some high quality engineering. The fan, I didn't notice that the fan was on there. That's almost like almost, but not as big of an engineering feat as the haunted house with the
Yeah.
multiple levels. But
It's
the
a
fan,
nice touch.
The fan is a nice touch, I gotta say. And the spinning things, I have no idea how that would work in real life. So
How
Yeah.
the spinning things work?
yeah, I mean,
You just have probably a motor with 3 gears.
well, you took the imagination right out of it, son.
Well,
Thanks
it's
for
not
the
supposed to be imaginative.
Well, yeah, it is if you're like a young kid and you're playing this game. But
Yeah,
whatever.
fair enough. Man, I
So-
probably wasn't, but yeah, what up though? It don't
Yeah,
matter.
whatever. And then, so yeah, I mean, the artwork is fantastic. The color work is like, I don't really like talk about. I didn't talk about a lot of the colors in these games, but like the colors
Like the blue, it stands out and it's
Yeah.
cool. I
stands
like
out.
it.
Like a lot of games I've noticed are like a scarlet red.
There's
there's
that,
like-
and I think the most common one's black though.
Scarlet red and black, I guess.
All,
It's just like,
all 4 of my pinball machines are black, I think. Well, Terminator 2's not really painted, but it's kind of dark looking
yeah,
anyway.
I mean, but Haunted House kind of
It's green.
stood out to me because it's like kind of like a bright dark green almost.
Exactly. Like Black Hole for me, what stands out is the fact that the back glass is like a giant mirror, pretty much.
Yeah, this is like it's really colorful, and for that I'm going to give it a high grade. What are you going to grade this game?
I think I'll give it an A+. Whirlwind is one of the best of the best. It's a classic. I love it. I'm gonna get one day.
Yeah.
If you have a Whirlwind you're looking to sell, hit me up.
I'd say this is a very, very it's got little tweaks to the classic pinball machine.
The classic pinball machine.
Yeah, which has pretty much like nothing on it. Just like, you play the game, you get like multi-balls and all that.
Well,
this
that's
is a
debatable, but okay.
Well, yeah, but you get like multiple things in this game. It's kind of
There's
it's
stuff
not
that
really-
that doesn't make it generic.
yeah. It's not really
Okay.
it's not really flashy. It's just it's got little tweaks to it that
Nice
kind of,
touches.
nice nice
There we
touches.
go.
Nice touches. It's not trying to be like this big huge thing. It's trying to be like this. Yeah, you want to play me? Just come on and play me. Not in that way, internet, but
Yeah.
I'd give it probably a solid A.
That's respectable grade
I
for Whirlwind.
I give a solid H.
Full grade of an A.
The thing is, though, I mean, I wish it had maybe just a little element that maybe just one more element that kind of made my interest go up a little bit. I mean, there's the compass thing, but I mean,
Oh yeah, that's a nice feature as well.
that's a nice feature,
You
but
hit all the targets for each direction.
I mean, I don't know. I just wish there was like maybe one more toy in the left hand top corner.
It does have the cellar hideout thing where the ball like goes down in the cellar and it pops out. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah,
maybe just like a couple little more touches.
See,
like
I think Funhouse, when it came next, I think it fixed that, and we'll talk about Funhouse in another video. But
yeah, but I mean, I just wish it had like a little.
I see what you're saying.
A few more touches, maybe like a couple more signs to it. Maybe that would be like a perfect thing.
Yeah,
it is just on the border for me. For an A+, but
yeah, like it's kind of on the border for me too. But I felt like giving it an A+ because it's classic and I just like it.
Yeah, I do too. It's just maybe a little bit more would have done the quintessential pinball and pinball machine. And now it's time to review Donkey Kong, or Giant Donkey Kong, but we're just pretty much reviewing Donkey Kong, but.
Well, let's talk about the giantness of it.
That thing
That's what makes it special. That was really cool.
That thing was ginormous.
It was a biggin.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know how they got
it. Like if you laid that son of a bitch down, I tell you it'd be longer than my Nissan.
I don't even know how they got it into the place. It was so big.
Oh, I can tell you that. I looked at the construction of it a little bit because I have that kind of mind.
Of course you did. Do they have to take it apart?
Yeah, you can disassemble it. It comes in pieces. Like I saw little lines around where it was separated. I mean, it looked like it was more or less built to scale. It just had the giant control panel and giant LCD monitor that didn't work correctly, unfortunately. But
there were some pieces to it that kind of didn't work. Like I remember the first time we tried to play it.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't on free play. You had to keep putting credits in it. And that's because Nintendo games, I don't think, have a free play mode.
Of course not.
I'm not sure why, because the other manufacturers do, but
so they can make
those
bucks. So they make that green dough.
Well, I mean, still, like you make the dough with any of them, but when you want to put it in a non profitable environment, you can put it on the free play mode.
True. And plus,
but whatever. Nintendo did pretty well anyway.
Plus, this is it's like a custom build too. Right?
It was.
So you can I guess you can put a thing in there where you can have replay. So
actually, see what my Mario Brothers has on it is a free play button. Well, it's a credit button, I guess. That's the technical term. Credit button. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
And instead of having to put in a coin, you just push the button. So I don't like it because it messes up the cabinet a little bit, but what can you do? It's in good shape otherwise. Now, what were you going to say?
I guess let's talk about the game itself.
Right. Donkey Kong.
The artwork is fantastic. The designs of it, I mean, they're classic.
Yes.
This is pretty much, when you think of an 80s arcade game, you think of Donkey Kong.
If you're not thinking of Pac-Man or his wife, or Space Invaders, Galaga, you're thinking of probably Donkey Kong.
Here's the list. You got maybe Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's probably a little bit more well known.
Pac-Man's number one, but then you got Donkey Kong.
I'd say so.
And plus, this is like the first game with Mario in it, so it's just like
it is.
It launched Nintendo's franchise.
It launched Nintendo as a gaming company, actually, because before this, they had Sheriff, maybe some sort of helicopter game.
And then it had
a radar scope, which was a crappy Galaxian type of game. Had some annoying sound effects, but it sounds similar to Donkey Kong.
Oh, and they were supposed to make Popeye, but then
they did make Popeye.
Well,
as we talked about earlier.
Well, okay then. I thought you said that Nintendo was going to, but
they were. No, they did. That was the idea, but then they made Popeye later on anyway.
Oh yeah, well there we go.
So
anyway,
considering that I own a Donkey Kong, obviously it's one I love. And it's still in my basement. I'll probably see it later today, actually. Great game.
Great game.
Very good game. We got Mario as Jumpman. He wasn't Mario yet, and he was a carpenter and not a plumber, like a construction worker almost.
Yeah, he wasn't the Italian stereotype yet.
Nah, he was, well, kinda.
Oh,
The idea was I think they're going for the Italian immigrant to New York kind of vibe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of
like what they were going
Going down to Mario's Pizza Palace, and you know what I'm talking about, eh?
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, the New York City version, not the Italian.
Not, it's me, Mario. Not that.
Not that Italian. The New York Italian.
In a Super Mario Brothers Super Show, or should I say,
It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
as it said.
A lot better than the movie.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
We should do a commentary on that.
The Super Show was, they had him as a New Yorker, and yeah, that's what they were going for. And
Baby, I want to touch your collar.
now, that's a Hotel Mario. But same thing, yeah, even there. Like, there's an interview of the voice actor who did that, and it's one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time, where they interview this guy about Hotel Mario. And the guy's like, so there's a lot of negativity about your voice acting for Mario. It says, Mario sounds like a garbage man from Staten Island who didn't get the rent paid on time or something like that.
All right,
I mean, that's not far off from what he's supposed to be.
Nice of that princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi? I want to touch your garlic bread.
Anyway, back to Kong.
I mean, there's nothing really to say
Yeah.
about it. It's like almost the quintessential arcade game. Mario's trying to dodge the barrels. He's trying to climb the ladders and get the.
I will say this from a non it's Donkey Kong standpoint. It can be a very challenging game. Like it's not quite as easy to pick up on as Pac-Man or Asteroids even, but it's one that I love, and I'm probably not going to be selling mine.
I mean, coming from a person who hasn't grown up with like arcade games like the Hendry himself, when I first played it, it was like a little challenging, but
I figured it out.
But after a couple times, I just kind of got it. I mean, it's like
It's not like Donkey Kong Jr., which is there's a little bit more of a learning curve, but it's still a classic game.
Yeah, it's not like Donkey Kong Jr. It's like you have to climb the vines. You just got it's like you got the help of gravity. Where you kind of have the help of gravity in this game, where
You
Donkey
can't
Kong
jump
Jr. is
too
kinda-
far. That's the thing. If you fall too far, you die.
Yeah.
He's not so super yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like a simple type thing. It's almost like a smaller maze that Pac-Man has to go through.
It does have a puzzle element to it.
Yes.
Because you got to figure out how to jump over the barrels in the right order, or else
Yes.
you're gonna die.
Yes. So, I mean, this is like the Citizen Kane of. It's almost like the Citizen Kane of arcade machines, and I give this an A+. How about you?
I give it an A+ and beyond. It's just that good. It broke the scale. You know,
Well, especially for like the largest Donkey Kong machine in the world, probably. I definitely give this an A+.
the giant Donkey Kong, I'll just give an A because there were a few things I think they
yeah.
could have done a little bit better, but it was a
True.
very cool thing to see. I'm glad it was there.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the large Donkey Kong having problems. Just going on and on about Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong!
Kong! You know, and yeah.
Large Donkey Kong had problems. I mean, overall, they got it into this room. They got into the room from wherever they were. So
Probably where we were. They
Maybe,
just did it in pieces.
yeah,
Probably took its
Overall.
own elevator trips.
it's probably like
On the freight elevator, that is.
yeah. Even though it's like questionable, I guess it's still like on the fence of A+ to an A. I kind of give it an A+ still.
For me, playing
even with the
the
problems.
real one so much, it throws off the feel of it. That's what it is for me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, even with
But that's part of the charm of it. Yet, you know, it
for me, it's like even with
makes it challenging, but I still like the original better.
I mean, even with the problems of it, the fact that they moved it, the fact that it exists, is a feat in of it itself.
Oh yeah.
So now on to Attack from Mars. Hendra, give us a description of this.
Well,
Or just
this
talk about it.
is not one of my favorites, but it's one of the most popular pinball machines ever made. I don't know if I agree with that, but people freaking love this game. They're all like, "Oh, Attack from Mars? Oh, yeah, I'll pay $6,000 plus for it," but not me. And besides, this one we played here is actually a remake. It's not the original. I don't think there are any major differences between the two. I'm not sure if I've ever played an original Attack from Mars, actually, but
I will give it this though.
it's a good game. I don't hate it. It's just not. I think it's a bit overhyped.
I'll give him this though. The design of it, like the design of the inside, is really.
Oh, it looks
imaginative.
really amazing.
It
Like
looks.
this.
It looks really, really good.
It's
I
a
mean,
really good playing game. It's got good challenge to it. A good, easy to follow kind of story going to it.
yes.
And it's very similar to the Revenge from Mars, which we will be getting to here soon.
Yes.
2 games later.
We will review that, and that is a.
That is the
that's
sequel.
That is a very good game. But Attack from Mars, this is like more simpler than Revenge
it's
from Mars.
Revenge from Mars minus the Pinball 2000-ness of it.
Yes, this. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I like very much the design of it, very
too.
much the music of it. Playing it is kind of a. I guess because I played Revenge from Mars so much, it just kind of is kind of.
Like
meh.
it's really similar, but you see, most people think it's the other way around, and I don't know why. I don't
Like
agree
those-
with it.
I don't agree with either of those hipsters, but anyway.
Great game. I mean, I love it. It's you go on Pinside's top 100.
Those millennials, they
Yeah, I
like the
know.
original, they don't like the sequels. Man, what the heck?
I mean, it's like, why you like the prequels in Star Wars? But
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, stupid people exist. But anyway,
well, I'd
don't
say
I'm not saying you can't have your own opinion on stuff. I just don't understand why people.
I think
like this
it's because it's more of a traditional pinball machine.
No.
I think that's what it is. And Revenge from Mars is, a lot of people think it's too gimmicky, but I think the hologram on it makes it better. We'll get more on the hologram later.
I just can't wait to talk about Revenge from
Me,
Mars.
me too. We're gonna have a blast with that.
we
We're
are
probably
gonna
gonna
blast.
start going, "Oh, I said yes." So
Oh, I said yes.
we've
But
already
anyway,
started. It's that good.
yeah, it is. But this game is pretty. This game's pretty good. I mean, it's. But overall, it's just kind of meh for me. I mean, it's just like
I don't know what it is. It's like something
because
feels like it's missing.
it's because it's Revenge from
Maybe
Mars.
it's because of Revenge from Mars.
Just because
but
Revenge from Mars is just so good. This game's just kind
I'm
of
trying to see it in a different light.
So
it's
am I.
hard for me.
It's kind of like watching. I'm gonna draw a movie comparison.
Okay.
As we are,
Sure.
You probably hate this, so
That's
but
all right.
anyway, here we go. It's like watching Toy Story and Toy Story 2. The first Toy Story was a landmark success, and everyone loved it.
That's a really good comparison, actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a really good one.
Toy
Yes,
Story.
that sums it up pretty well.
Toy Story was like this landmark thing. It's like the first computer fully CGI movie, and
Yep.
everyone loved it. Everyone adored it. But then you got Toy Story 2 that people thought was just gonna suck, but actually turned out to be like 10 times better than the original.
That is one of my favorite Pixar movies of all time. That and
Yes.
Monsters Incorporated.
Yes, but it's just like once after seeing Toy Story 2, you go back to Toy Story 1, and you're just like, man, this is like
It's
kind
not.
of meh.
It's not.
kinda meh now.
I don't know if it's that meh for me. It's still good, but it's.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
that kind of meh for me, but it's just I don't know. It's like something.
You can
something's
2 is
missing.
definitely better.
Yeah, 2's everything better. So much, in fact, that you're just kind of like, something's missing from this movie. Like Toy Story 1. I'm just like wondering what the heck it is. But anyway, this is kind of the essential. Essentially, this is it. It's like, this game's kind of missing something. It's like missing the wow factor, I guess.
Yeah.
The greatness of the sequel overshadows the original. So,
In our opinion.
At least in our opinion. I mean,
The dollar amount does not agree. And I'm perfectly fine with that because I get to like the cheaper one more. And when I say
Yeah.
cheaper, I mean it's probably like 50% less than the Attack from Mars.
yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I guess people like this one the best because it's like, I guess it kicked off the sequel then. If they have to pick one, they just pick the original because without the original, you don't have this one. So
Fair enough. Now, you ready to grade it?
Yes, I will give this probably a dang. I mean, the design work is pretty good. I'd probably give it maybe
Well, I know
B.
A B. Okay, I'm gonna give it an A minus because it's a very great pinball machine. I love it.
It is a very good
It's
pinball machine.
Great playing. It's got good humor in it. You know,
Yes.
the Martian targets like shake up and down. It's hilarious, and
Yeah. But see, the thing is,
it's not as good as Revenge from Mars to me.
Yeah, just the overall like.
I think
Missing of it.
Well, you know what? I think part of it actually is what people like about Attack from Mars more is that it's more challenging and I guess more rewarding, has higher replay value, but you know, I haven't played it enough to see that yet. But we'll continue on with this debate in the other game. Now let's talk about Pirates.
Not quite yet.
Not yet on the Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to play a little bit longer just to fully encapsulate everything. It's just, I don't know, the need that something's missing in this game is just so overbearing that I have to give it a B. But I mean, it's still a pretty good game. The toys are good. It's just something's missing. It's like the Toy Story in the Toy Story franchise. It's just like, yeah, it's something's missing. So anyway, on to Jersey Jack's Pirates of the Caribbean
/ Caribbean, depending on your preferred pronunciation. We say Caribbean because we live down yonder in ATO. Yeah, shoot, I tell you what.
And now, because movie, I will now talk about the movies that it was based on really quickly because these are the movies that it was based on.
You would be the one to know.
Yeah, yes.
So.
We talk a lot about pinball and arcade. Now it's time to talk about the movies based on these games. And
Sure.
And here it is.
Go for it.
Excuse me. Allergies, man. I'm sorry. So,
You're good.
Pirates franchise spans 5 films. The first film, which kickstarted it all, unlike Toy Story, which is like, Toy Story 1 is kind of like the worst one, but it's like the best one. It's like, it's just because like all the other Toy Stories are great. The first Pirates of the Caribbean is the best one in the entire series. It has a very simple story, for the most part. It pretty much kickstarted the action-adventure genre again, and it brought about like pirates that you wouldn't expect them to act like they are, but they do act like, not like the, "Arrgh, matey, you want to swap the poop deck, why don't you?"
The people around us probably hate us after that, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's just like Johnny Depp's gone on record by saying that this is the he played it off of the some kind of rock star or whatever, like some kind of drunk rock star that appeared in World's End. But yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the rock star, but he's like a really
Rob Zombie?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I think it is.
You know what? I knew it. They look similar. That's why.
Yes,
They just have a similar vibe.
I believe it is Rob Zombie.
It probably is. That wouldn't surprise me. Except Rob Zombie is more like, Yeah, head out on the mine. Can't do revolution. Out to the river. Da-da-da-da-da. Enough about
Yeah, I mean,
rock.
everything in this movie is pretty much spot on. I mean, even the bad acting and like the terrible like CGI for the time, it complements the film almost. And
It does.
Keira Knightley is hot in it, and as always,
Yes.
as she is, and Orlando Bloom is actually a good actor in this movie, I think.
Is the first one have the squid guy or no?
No.
What's his name?
Davy Jones.
Oh, that's Davy Jones
Yes.
himself. I thought so, but I wasn't totally sure.
No. He is in Dead Man's Chest, which we will talk about now. Dead Man's Chest is kind of a step down, but overall, I thought it wasn't that bad. It's got more impressive CGI. It's got, like, I wish it didn't, like, continue, like Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley's story, because it pretty much wrapped up pretty nicely in the first movie.
Right.
I wish it kind of, like, went on with Jack Sparrow, like, going with other people, which it did with On Stranger Tides, but we're not there yet. But anyway, Dead Man's Chest is, it's, like, pretty good, I guess. World's End was meh. It was like the ending to the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy and ending to like the second movie. It was just really, really weird. Like this pirates are like have like this UN or something. It's like this pirates code.
Pirate Nation.
It's like this pirate UN or whatever. It's like pirates from around the globe, including Rob Zombie as a pirate. It's so
Wow.
that is just stupid. They got Jack Sparrow from like Davy Jones's locker, like he's like dead or something. They have to like do this weird thing with a boat and all that. It's so weird and stupid. But anyway, Stranger Tides sucks my balls. It's so terrible. I hate it with all my heart and soul. It's got a Blackbeard in it. Blackbeard's like the quintessential pirate, and you didn't portray him right.
Wow. The quintessential pirate.
And it's got one of the hottest actresses working today in it.
Emma?
No, she doesn't have Emma Watson in it.
Daisy?
Daisy Ridley didn't exist on the acting field
She's
yet.
probably still in high school back then, maybe.
Probably.
College or something.
It was Penelope Cruz. There we go. She actually won an Oscar. Not for this movie, because this movie sucks. But anyway. And like it's all this mermaids and like the Fountain of Youth crap and whatever. It's like National Treasure in Pirates movies. But anyway, Pirates 5, they kind of go back to the formula of the original, which rocked. However, the original still exists. So yeah, and Johnny Depp is even more stupid in this movie, and I don't know. It's like a worse first movie. I don't know. It's just stupid. It's like stupid and weird. Not as stupid as weird in Stranger Tides, but still. Anyway, all these elements can be found in the game.
How does it relate to the pinball machine?
Because you can play as any character from any of the 5 movies, and it's got elements from each of the 5 movies, including Dead Men Tell No Tales, which is the 5th movie. And I was surprised to find that out. Like, I don't know when this game was released or how it was designed or how fast this thing was made, but it's got like elements of the 5th one in there. I saw more. It didn't have a lot. I think maybe the trailers just came out when they were like, I guess, putting it together and designing it, I guess, because I saw like on the screen, it's got like the 5th movie kind of scattered in there, I guess. But it's got more elements of at least the first 2, because people really love the first movie, and people really are like more okay with like the second movie, so they got more of those elements in there. Anyway, the design of it I find to be really, really nice. Like there's this like in the movie, he's got like this compass that rolls all around to see whatever he wants compass points toward to see where it's at, and that is in this game. Like there's that spinning thing is his compass.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't
Yes.
notice that. I haven't seen those movies in a long time.
Not only that, but it's got like a little ship in there.
Yeah,
like
I
a
thought
little
the
black
ship
pearl.
was a nice touch, and it like moves back and forth.
Yeah, like this game's kind of like has.
It's like a mini playfield, I think, if I remember correctly.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's got like multiple. Yes, it does. It's got multiple levels on this game too, which as you heard in the haunted house.
There you go.
I almost said haunted mansion.
I noticed
because
movies. Oh,
because
yeah.
movies, yeah.
Exactly.
But like I said with the haunted house, I am really impressed with multiple levels in pinball games. And not only does this game have like the innards, like there's a lower level, there's an upper level with the ship, like the Black Pearl. And not only that, but it's kind of like, it's almost in the vein of like the Star Wars game, where it's got like screens and all that, where you can like play different games on it. And if I'm not mistaken, let me just look this up a little bit further. There's a little piece in the like, what's that part of the game that's like the part that you like touch and all that?
The cabinet,
No, not that. The
flipper buttons,
no, where the flipper buttons, like the face of it, I guess.
face of it, the front
Yeah,
of the cabinet,
I guess the front of the cabinet. I
start
guess.
button,
What's
coin
this?
door, plunger,
Yeah, the start button. Where's the start button at? Like
the front.
that's it. That's the name. That's
There's
the name
no,
of it. The front.
it's just the front of the cabinet.
Oh, all right. Well, okay then. I think there's like a little screen on there as well, which is really surprising.
Oh, you talking about over down where the flippers are?
Yes.
Oh, that.
Like that whole thing.
Oh, the apron. That's what that's called.
Yeah. See, I told you. I knew there was some kind of.
I thought you were
name for it.
talking about like here, but okay, let's see.
No, it's
Yeah, the apron had
The
that was a
apron.
nice touch.
the apron. I really enjoyed this game, mostly because even though there's elements of the crappier movies, there are like very few references.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have to force it in just so they can say, oh hey, this is the Pirates franchise game, and not just the first two pirate movie game. This is the pirate franchise game.
Well done, Jersey Jack.
Well done, Jersey Jack. I give this an A+.
I knew you would.
Yes.
Now it's my turn. From a non-biased perspective, I'm gonna explain the deal with this one. So, there are actually 3 Pirates of the Caribbean pinball machines in existence.
Yes, they are.
We have the Stern one, which is what most people are familiar with. We have this one by Jersey Jack, and a smaller, more toy-like home version by Zizzle, but it's not enough of a toy for me to discredit it. It's actually got like more legit pinball parts in it. And it's a cool little game. It's tiny and it weighs nothing probably. I've played all 3. I haven't played the Zizzle one really much. I think I've seen one in person. I don't think I played it actually. But from playing the Stern one and the Jersey Jack one, I'd say the Stern game plays better and it's more fun to me. The Jersey Jack one has more of a coolness factor to it though. So I will say this, the Jersey Jack game had a lot of cool features. You got LCD screens on the back glass, or translate it probably here. You got it on the apron. We got the Black Pearl moving and being a play field. We got Jack's compass. We got all kind of cool stuff. It looks good. We got all the characters. However, it almost feels like it's like a little bit too overcrowded. That's what I felt of it. It didn't excite me as much as I hoped it would. It's
Wow.
a good game.
Oh, this is really surprising. I mean, you aren't a like balls to the wall, just like in love with this game. You're just like
No, I
unlike-
just the
it's like the
Jersey
opposite.
Jack games just don't interest me as much.
It's kinda like
a lot of people love them, but not for me.
It's kind of the opposite reaction. I'm like balls to the wall excited
Well,
about this
that's
game.
because it's movie based.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I mean, still, because movie.
I mean, it doesn't play bad. It's not a bad playing game. It's just, it's not as good as I thought it would be. Like the Stern version is a hell of a lot more fun. Like it's the shots it flows better. You know, all kind of ramps. You notice how like the Star Wars game was fast and fun, and like we loved it, like almost more than anything.
Well, yeah, but I thought it was just like the fine details of it.
Well, not just that, but like the gameplay of it. Like it's fast.
Yeah.
It gets your adrenaline going. Like you're wanting to hit the ramp shots.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
See
that's
the-
still. I mean, that I kind of I kind of got that from this game almost. It was just kind of like a little bit more simple, I guess. It just wasn't like. I will give it this. I guess the gameplay wasn't like as streamlined. I guess.
There you go.
Like the Stern.
It didn't
Star
flow
Wars.
well. That's I think the term we use is flow.
Yeah, I guess it didn't flow well as
The
much.
Stern Pirates of the Caribbean has that flow as well. That carries over because people that worked at Williams, like the guy that I met, Steve Ritchie, who is my favorite pinball designer, OMG, I got to see him.
Oh my! OMG!
And,
You got a picture with him.
Yes, he was known as the king of flow, and I like the flow. It maybe it's an ADHD kind of thing, but I just like it. The Jersey Jack one.
Speaking of ADHD, we're having a game that's going to really impact that. But anyway,
Yes. This game, I don't know, it's cool. It's really cool, but it's not.
at least something to be desired for you.
Yeah,
guys.
yes. Oh, most definitely. It's not the theme, it's just the way that the Jersey Jack games play in general. I don't know, it's just, I play them and I don't get overly hyped about them like some people. I think if you like games that are more of like a target hitter and not a ramp shot kind of game, then, you know, it's probably a great title, but that's just, the Jersey Jack games always seem like they're overpopulated. And not just that, but they go for ridiculous amounts of money. They're like $7,500 when they're new. It's insane. So for that, I'm gonna give this game a B+.
Wow. Okay. I
I
can see
recognize the
can see
the
what
awesomeness of it, but it just left something for me.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, however, with all that being said, I still, with all of your issues addressed, I still think this is a pretty good game. I mean, I have to admire the engineering of it. Like,
I mean, I did too. That's
Whenever
why
they-
it's a B+ and not lower.
yeah, I mean, like the multiple levels
Yes.
alone are just 3 levels are just like have to be celebrated. But
It's cool. It's a nice touch.
plus it's got like elements from like all the Pirates movies. That's why I give this an A+. Just officially an A+. Just on those merits alone. The gameplay as well, that is also great. It did, like, the ball didn't go through it. Like, I absolutely hate.
Oh, you don't
I-
like them when they drain quickly?
Yes, I
Oh, no
hate-
one does.
I hate that. That's like the worst part of the game. However,
The first part of the game.
yeah, and I don't
You're not
remember.
wrong.
I don't remember like 2 different.
It's funny.
Were there like 2 different buttons on the side too?
Not on that one.
Yeah, I don't really like.
There are games that have that.
Yeah,
not that one.
I don't like that element of it either. I
Oh,
guess.
that Haunted House had that.
Yeah, that's why I probably didn't. that's why I didn't rate it like as high as I wanted to, I guess.
Yeah,
But-
it's not something that you pick up on immediately.
Yeah, that I don't know. It's just that I like that for the sake of that it switched over to like different flippers when it was like below or on top automatically. Maybe that's why it goes for like 7,000 because it has to like switch over and all that. Plus all the spinning crap and all that stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was more mainstream. Like it was more mainstream for me.
Yeah, I can tell.
The gameplay wasn't like as mainstream as Star Wars. I will give it that. However, I can overlook that because it's it's a
For you, the theme holds the value for you.
well, not really that. It's just like
Well, that's part of it.
the game, like the story element. You don't really need a story element for a pinball machine. I mean, you need more.
It's more like a background info kind of thing, I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, more along like
most games have that post 1984 probably.
Yeah, but I mean, like with arcade machines and video games, story elements matter more.
Yeah.
But with pinball machines, you just bounce the ball and bounce it on top of things and get points. I mean, that's pretty much it. So the story element,
Like in the old electromechanical pinball machines, it's you shoot this to make this light up, and then that gives you a big free game bonus, that kind of stuff. But
yeah, I mean, story element and game element, that could be okay. I didn't mind this game like necessarily. I like the story element of it personally. But
So-
now on to
Revenge from Mars.
Yes, this is actually my favorite original pinball machine. This
Your
is like-
favorite one that's not movie based?
Yeah, because
Actually, you know what? Even this is kind of movie based, just
Well,
not
not-
based on a specific movie.
well, kind of, but it's not. I'm pretty sure there's a Revenge from Mars movie, but this game.
Hell, there could be. I've never
I'm
looked for
pretty
one.
sure there's like a 50s movie based on this game, but it's not. This is
Probably
not.
the other way around. I think the
Yeah,
game is
oh,
based
yeah, the
on the
other way.
movie.
No, the
But
game
yeah.
is the game's definitely not based on any particular movie. They
It's
just made up.
based on a genre. Is what
It's
it
based
is.
on a genre, yes.
And I
love
like
it.
that better
Yes.
than picking a specific movie. I think that's cool.
Yes, I love this genre, and
Me too.
it's got holograms.
Yes, just like its unfortunate twin brother, the Episode 1 Star Wars pinball machine.
What the Episode 1 machine has holograms?
Yeah, it's just like that one. I thought I told you that.
Now I have to play the Phantom Menace.
I
one just to
like
see-
it. I think it's a great game. It's
Just-
not as good as Revenge from Mars, but it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Now I have to see the one where
I'm pretty
An-
sure we've
Annie's just
seen
like,
one before together in
Annie's just like-
person.
"Are you an angel?" Every time you win, it's just like, "Are you an angel?"
Portman's just like, yeah. And then Portman died.
No, it's just like every time you win something, he's just like, "Du-du-du-du, "Are you an angel?"
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
but for real though, man, we gotta good cough. We gotta. I know Jar Jar Binks pops up a couple times.
Okay, well now on to Revenge from Mars, the better game,
Binks
better
was like
movie.
No,
if it was
no
based on a
more
movie.
Binks. No.
No more Binks. Binks sucks.
Binks
Anyway,
was meh. No.
this game's awesome.
Way
because-
better than Attack from Mars, in my opinion.
This-
It's the gameplay, the rules are really straightforward. Like you start it up, you get like the flipper buttons, and then like around the edges of the flipper buttons are two action buttons that you use to like select things.
I would
I
say
don't know
that
if you noticed that, but that's
I did.
there. Oh, you did? Okay.
there
Good.
were some funny moments like
Yes, it's got humor, just like Attack from Mars, but this
this
shows it in color.
Yes, this actually
It not only that, but it's like floating on the playfield.
yeah, it's like a robot. There's like a robot flying.
Yes. How
Abraham
can you
Lincoln.
not love Robo Abe Lincoln? not to
Robo
mention Robe Abe Lincoln
Robe Abe.
they even give a Mortal Kombat reference in there where it's like
there is.
finish him.
course
As
there is.
you know, as a Mortal Kombat owner, is part of
yeah.
the fun.
This game,
And-
this game's amazing.
It is.
If ever I want to own a pinball machine, non-movie based pinball machine, this is the pinball machine I want.
Hell, no, I want to own one of these just in general.
Yeah, this is. Oh man, this is the game that combines arcade and pinball machines. I do not care if you disagree. This is the.
I see what you're getting at.
Yes,
Though.
this is the combination of arcade and pinball machines. This is the quintessential combination.
Yeah, it's a better. I see. Yeah, okay. Now I've seen it from your perspective here, and even from my perspective. I mean, I wouldn't quite call it an arcade game, but yes,
Yeah, I
they
wouldn't call it an
did.
arcade game.
They did blend the video game-ish aspect of it in very nicely.
Yes.
Pinball 2000 could have been something amazing. I wish Williams didn't give up on it just because episode 1 wasn't as successful, but I mean, they could have made some great stuff. There's going to be a Playboy one. Imagine that.
A Playboy
yes,
one?
they were going to have this like
All these
Pinball
fake-
2000 game with all these like hot women
All these fake
floating on the
boobs.
play field.
All these fake boobs floating on the battlefield.
Not the boobs, but the I said it like Trump, by the way.
Yeah.
Not
A classic picture himself. But
His boobs are huge, you know, like China. Small with $1 billion.
oh, now the video's gonna get all plasterized with all the.
We're not stating our opinions
We're not
on
stating
that.
our
We're
opinions.
just saying that was funny.
Don't kill us in the comments below,
Well,
please.
if
don't.
you try to kill me, you're not going to win.
Oh, roasted. Anyway,
So,
the game itself, it's
the
amazing.
game itself.
Artwork.
We got a Martian Happy Hour, which reminds me of the cantina from A New Hope, you know, that stuff. And I thought that was a nice touch.
Not really for me. It was just like
Well, it's
aliens having beer. That was just
well, it's
hilarious.
like the idea's like they're at a bar. It's
Yeah.
like an intergalactic bar type of thing.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
just
have
like,
a feeling there was some inspiration there.
I definitely was, but I just felt like it was aliens just having beer. I mean, that was
Well,
funny
because
enough.
you're a movie enthusiast, but yeah.
No, no, I'm not. I'm just saying it's like it's not.
Oh, you definitely are
Well, I
an
am, but-
enthusiast, but
Well, yeah, I am, but I didn't see the resemblance of it. I just saw
Fair
aliens
enough.
having beer. But whatever. I will not take your opinion away. Just go ahead.
Roxas, we got, well, so we have multi-ball madness that comes from, I'm not even sure how you get it, but it appears randomly. Well, no, it doesn't. It's, you hit certain targets and then it happens. It's like any pinball machine, really. It's not like it's just random, but it's a good game. You got 4-ball multi-ball, which I think is awesome. I wish more games had that.
I will give it this though. It really depends on accuracy. Like if you don't shoot it in that exact position, you might be stuck there for a while. So if you don't have accuracy, it ain't gonna happen.
And it's a good playing game. The flow is excellent.
Yes.
It's got beautiful red plastics in it, and it contrasts with the black nicely and the green. The green and red are good looking.
Christmas colors, but still, it's just like
Christmas Martians, I guess.
the artwork in this thing is beautiful. This is
Yes.
like, I didn't really know, like the artwork in other machines is like pales in comparison compared to this game. I don't have no idea why.
The reason is because you don't see it as much of it. There's more artwork because there's a bigger cabinet. That's why.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Which benefits this game even more.
Yeah, it's a good looking machine. You got
Then you got the music and the especially like
the guy
the sounds.
the voice actor. Now this was also an Attack from Mars, but this just makes this game just as good in this sense. But you know, the guy that's like alien abduction. It's a classic. Here they come! Run for your lives! You know, that kind of crap.
Was that Steve?
Steve, no, not that time. That wasn't Steve. Steve Ritchie, who designed games, is also the voice in a lot of them, I found out.
Yeah,
But we'll get to that in another video.
No, we already talked about that.
True, but we'll come back to it in another video, though.
Well, okay then.
Now, Revenge from Mars, for me, it plays great, and first, I find myself being able to, you know, I can play this game, and I don't, like, the ball doesn't get drained a whole lot. Like, I can play this game. Did you notice this? Like, when I play this game, my ball times are like 5 minutes to 10 minutes a piece.
Yeah, mine was like a lot longer too. It was amazing. It was like
It makes it more fun, you know?
Yeah, sometimes like maybe
And they probably did that on purpose.
maybe one out of 20 times. No, maybe one out of maybe 10 times I actually sit down and play it. If I would sit down and actually play it, maybe the ball would maybe drain once, but
Well,
it's
it
better-
did drain eventually, because we're here today doing this review.
Yeah,
we're not
but-
still playing the game
yeah, but
and rolling over the score to
I
zero.
thought you meant drain just like passing through both the flippers.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
I meant like. I thought you meant like going around.
Oh, the
flippers.
outlanes?
Yeah,
Well,
the
that's
outlanes.
draining too. Just
Yeah.
drain through the
By
outlanes.
by me draining, I mean just like going through both the flippers. Maybe
Fair
that
enough.
happened. Maybe that happened like 1 out of 10 times I play it, but that's better
Yeah.
than like some other games where it like happens every other time. time.
Pinbot
No, I'd say.
and Firepower.
No, I'd say Road Kings.
That too. Yeah, that too.
This game is true. This game is truly spectacular. Like
It is. I love it. I really do. I like this more than Whirlwind. I don't like it more than Funhouse. But this game is
I like it more
pretty
than
darn
Funhouse.
close.
This is like the number 3. This is like number.
Yeah,
This
I'd
is
probably
definite-
make it my number. Would I make it 3 or 2? There's a lot of games I like that are like older, but they're not as like holy crap. Like they have charm, and I have a lot of those kind of games. But
This is this is definitely my number 3, like pinball machine
you,
of
yeah.
all time. Yes.
it's probably, you know, I'd probably say it's my second favorite actually. My third favorite probably being Terminator 2.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay then.
we'll play that one in another video. That's
We
a
will.
great one.
That is a great
Freaking
one.
love it.
But anyway, I give this game an A+. I mean, they did something that was impossible, and they made it probable. I mean, they literally put a video game inside a pinball machine.
They did.
They did.
Like they-
I love it.
I mean, it's not like a video game and a pinball machine being the same game like Baby Pac-Man is, where you play Pac-Man and then you literally switch to pinball. This is like they actually combined the two elements into the same actual
Yes.
gameplay.
Yes.
Well done, Bally Williams. Why did you have to give up on it? Why couldn't we see the holographic women in Playboy? That would have been awesome.
Hugh Hefner.
Freaking Lucas in episode 1.
Thanks, Lucas, for ruining yet another aspect to our lives. So anyway, what'd you rate this game?
A+ and beyond.
Yeah.
And further beyond than Whirlwind.
Yeah. There you
Like,
go.
this is what I'm getting. I'm sure it's an A+ and beyond for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I already said it was an A+.
There we go.
So anyway, here's my list of pinball machines, and here it is.
Sure.
So, number 5, I thought about a long, long time.
Top 5? Okay.
The top 5, here it is. My top 5 is Terminator 2. There
we go.
Probably. There is a
That's a good one to have. I'm proud of you.
Terminator 2, Jersey Jacks, Pirates is number 4. Yes. Yes.
Man.
I love that game.
I can. Okay.
I love that game so much.
I'm
It's
glad
just like,
you didn't see the Wizard of Oz one. I'm sure you'd have a blast with that too.
is that like the virtual
It's like the Pirates one. It's the same kind of idea.
the virtual Pirates game?
Virtual.
Yeah, like it's not a actual pinball machine.
No, it's a
just
real
like screen.
pinball machine like
Oh.
the Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just, I'm just saying it's the same company and the same setup with the full LCD screen and all that.
Well, I
But the
don't know.
music on that one gets old so fast.
I don't know, but
But
I
regardless,
love the Pirates game, so that's number 4. Number
Okay.
3 is Revenge from Mars,
well done.
and number 2 is our next
Batman
game, 66.
I know what number 1 is.
Number 1 is the Star Wars. You kind of have to
Star Wars was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I want one of those.
it kind of goes off and on, because maybe one day Batman 66 could be number 1 and Star Wars is number 2, but it's essentially the same game, but just Batman 66 and Star Wars. However,
And they got slightly different rule sets, but they have a similar feel.
yes. However, I will give him this though. Batman 66 has a lot of funny parts.
It does. It
a lot
really
more
does.
than Star Wars.
Star Wars had more of an epic, like, oh man, that was sick. Then Batman 66 is like, yeah, like Douglas would say. So,
Doug the Tennessee bus driver.
Memphis, Tennessee bus driver. I drive the school bus. Yeah.
Yes, but
So-
anyway, Batman 66. This is a fantastic pinball machine.
It is.
It has everyone from the show there. It's got
It
Batman.
does.
It's got Robin. It's got the pretty hot Catwoman, but I know she's
Yes, it does.
I know she's probably like old now, but I
She
mean,
may even be dead. Who knows?
no, she's old.
Alright, she outlasted
Adam West, may you rest in peace.
Rip Adam.
Yes, but I mean, it's got Batman's got Robin's got Catwoman's got the Joker. It with the caked on like makeup.
The one
stash.
who's like, the crowd puts more crime. That Joker, not the. Anybody seen the Harvey Dent?
There's even like a shot of him with like the makeup like covering up his mustache.
Yeah,
that he has in the show. Yeah, and then you got the Penguin in there too. You got everything. There's this little turny thing. There's like this little turntable thing that's got like the bat direct line phone.
Oh yeah, the bat phone.
The bat phone?
I like the bat phone.
Bat
That
phone
was a
was
nice touch.
It was hilarious.
That was a nice touch.
Like the design work of it is great too.
It was. It really was. Now, if it had every character, you're familiar with the movie based on that series, right?
Oh, the Batman 66 movie where he's like running with the bomb in the like the pier or whatever. He's
Yes,
just like,
yeah, that one.
He's just like
Yeah, that one. Now, this is my favorite
he's like
part of the movie.
Bat shark repellent.
I was getting to that. Does it have this game have the shark that just lashes onto his leg? That's the best character of the whole series.
He's like real. He's just like
He just is on his leg and just starts beating the crap out of it. And it falls off.
He
He's like,
shows it in the movie.
Robin, you got some shark repellent.
That's like
There we go.
that is like the equivalent of R2D2 sticking the thing
Yes,
in the thing.
that was
in
hilarious.
Pinball machine.
I don't know if that's
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
pinball machine, but I hope it is because that was amazing.
Wait, what? That thing?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is the shark one of the
I
characters
thought-
in the game?
It's not one of the characters, but I think there was like a scene of it in there.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh man,
yeah.
that makes that game even better because the shark is amazing.
Yes, but the design work.
But yeah,
Stern
for real,
does
though.
it. Stern does it again with the design work.
Stern
of these games.
has the talents of what used to be Bally Williams, and I think that carries over. Jersey Jack has done a great job, competing with it, but I still think Stern's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Probably a lot better in my opinion, but good work, Jersey Jack. Keep up the good work. We're glad you're giving people an alternative. Not everyone likes the flow, high speed kind of stuff, so.
But yeah, I mean, the artwork, the little toys inside the game, the fact that the little screen in the game is like a little 1960s TV.
It
That is
actually like has stuff on it too.
that
I
is
think.
that is a very nice touch. It's not like a screen.
Like just
that's-
stick a little LCD screen in a plastic 60s TV shell, and there you have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a little screen like the Star Wars game. It's just a little screen. This thing is actually
Yeah.
like not like a real thing. It's just that
Still.
is impossible. It's
Actually,
a
no.
19
You could make that possible. It'd have to be a little bigger, but that'd be really cool. Man, if they
It's-
had an actual CRT on there, that'd be awesome.
That there's no. I don't
Oh,
think
no,
people
they
can.
can't do that because they don't make. It's illegal to make CRT displays in the States these days.
Yeah, but
Rest in
19
peace, the CRT.
the element of the 1960s TV to be that little screen was
It's cool.
downright ingenious.
I liked it.
And overall, it's got like every character in there. It's like a little bit more colored up, and a little more like it's got a bunch of like bright colors and a lot more like overall like
It
more
pops out.
colors because the 1960s
All
Batman.
colors, as the wise would say.
Yes, because the 1960s Batman was just so colorful and so bright and so kiddish.
It was more like happy, like Batman saves the day again, not my parents abandoned me. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's not like a dark brooding Batman. This is like a really bright Batman it shows in this pinball machine. It shows it. And like Star Wars is great.
It does
But-
it displays Star Wars the right way too. Like they
Yeah,
actually
it does.
got the vibe right in both of them,
Yeah, but
and they're both great. I think they're about this, like equally amazing.
I have to commend like this particular pinball machine because that like that spirit
Yeah.
of the show
Yeah,
is like you can just normally people just like do whatever. Like there's a couple of things that came out like fairly recently with the Batman versus Two-Face and like it's like these little animated movies based on the
Yes.
1960s Batman.
no, let's not
Show.
go all Pirates
No,
of the
we
Caribbean this
won't.
time.
I'm just gonna say this.
Oh, I think Bone.
Those even though they had like all the cast back and all that, I don't think it captured the spirit of the 1960s Batman. It almost did, but it's just something kind of was holding it back. This captures the spirit of the 1960s Batman show.
It really does, and I don't think there's really much else we can say about it. But it's just good.
It's fantastic. I
Now-
give this an A+.
I do too. I wouldn't give it an A+ and beyond, but definitely a solid A+.
If there was such a rating as A+ and beyond, I would probably give an A+ and beyond.
I'm sure you would.
You know, I take it back. I think today's the day where I change Batman 1966.
You're gonna put it above Star Wars?
Maybe today, but maybe tomorrow I'll put Star Wars on top.
Well, that's why I think they're the same, because like it depends
Yeah.
how they're very similar,
Yeah,
and depending on what you're feeling, like you pick the game.
it really, really depends.
I'd
but-
say they're both in my top 10. I don't know if they're definitely not number one, but they're probably maybe 6 for me.
Oh, this is definitely like either number 1 or number 2.
Well, I know for you, it's like that's
Because
like
movie.
perfect for you, like for multiple reasons.
Because movie.
And that's good. There's games out
Yes.
there for every pinball. Here comes Atari Video Pinball.
Yes,
We don't have a
video
lot to say about this one.
Video game pinball.
Oh man.
Like the original video game pinball.
Yes.
It's like
I could barely see how it was pinball. I tried.
I couldn't see what
I
the
ended
heck-
up playing
It's like
Breakout on there instead.
It's like Pong. This is-
Breakout. It was Breakout. Is what it was.
Yeah, I guess, but it's
That's
just
what
like
you're thinking of.
maybe it's just like a different version of Pong. I guess.
It's Breakout. I know it does kind of look like Pong, but yeah, it's Breakout.
Yeah, I know it's Breakout, but it's just
Alright,
like a
good.
different version of Pong. I thought it's like a different version of Pong. It's like you're erasing, you're just erasing a wall.
I think they got the idea from it.
Yeah.
It's cool. This is what you'd call a Pong console which is
Yeah.
any console that was before the Fairchild Channel F, which was the first console that readily allowed you to switch the cartridges out. It looks cool. It's got that, if you're into the really, 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 really ancient video games, you'll have a blast, but...
Like some of the first.
And I love them too, but this one, it didn't have that ancient video game hilarity that some of them do, especially on the Atari 2600.
You see, I played this game too, and this game,
I
didn't like it.
I prefer Pong over this, honestly.
Yeah, I prefer Pong too.
I mean, Breakout's fun too, but it's not pinball. You know?
I guess there was like maybe a Google Doodle based on. There's a Google Doodle based on PacMan. That was like the great. Oh, that was great, but
that was cool. You can still play it, I think. But
yeah, it's somewhere on the internet. But this,
I've played it before.
I think there's also a Google version of like Breakout, and
Could be.
like that more than this. I don't know why. It's just like colors, and you're just like erasing it.
I like the original Breakout in the arcade cabinet too. But
I mean, that just
there's just not much to it. It's primitive. It's
primitive.
I think they had a good idea, but they didn't quite make it. The pinball aspect of it, I saw what they were going for, but I don't think it had flippers.
Yeah, I saw
either that or they were just missing because the circuitry's messed up. But
I could see why this. I can see why this is like a. I guess some people love it because this may be their first game.
Yeah,
this is like one of the first like video game consoles.
It's an earlier one, not the first.
I know,
one ever,
and I was like the first one ever, but it's like one of the first.
First one ever was the Magnavox Odyssey, which, by the way, if anyone wants to sell me one, I'll take it.
Call me at 1-800-PINBALL.
Even though that's not pinball. But that's before computer space. I think that came out in 1969, yet video games in the 60s. It's either 69 or 70.
Wow, I can't believe that actually exists.
You know what the graphics are? It's more primitive than Pong.
Oh my gosh.
There's no paddle, no score thing. It's just a paddle that, it's like a little ball line thing that you move around. You move it around with the controller, and that's it. You got a big one and a small one for player 2.
But that
and
costs
then
like
the graphics are overlays that you stick to your CRT screen.
But that costs like $1,000. People just like
probably back then.
Look at the graphics.
What are graphics? But back then, I don't think it was $1,000. That would be ridiculous money in the 60s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think it was like $250, maybe something like that.
I don't know.
I mean, inflated, that's a lot.
That's still expensive, especially for today. It's like $10.
Yeah.
It's like $1 now.
Oh, I wish. That's probably at least 150. Anyway, video pinball, I'll give it a C.
I give it a D-.
Okay.
I almost give it a failing because it's just so boring.
It just...
But then
I
again,
appreciated it for what it was, but I just didn't have fun playing it.
I give it a D- because it's just like, I get it, technology at the time, and I get it. This is like pioneering for other video games. It's just...
I wonder what year that came out. Let's see.
It's just so boring nowadays. I mean, nowadays you just get like awesome games like Super Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Last of Us and Injustice, Gods Among Us and stuff. It's just like, but this is just like,
yeah,
okay, great.
Atari Video Pinball Model C380. All right. Oh, this was the last Pong console, as it's called, before the 2600. So like the next thing Atari released was the 2600, actually.
Well, did ask.
That's cool. Oh, I did not know that. I'll give it a C+. Nah, never mind. It's still a C. That makes it cool, but it didn't help for me.
So, son,
What's next?
Here's my top 5 arcade games. You ready for
Okay.
this?
Yes.
Number 1, the original Pac-Man.
Oh, I said yes. Good choice.
Yes. Number 2.
Spine.
Number 2, Donkey Kong.
Oh, I said yes once more.
Number 3, Fix It Felix Jr.
No, I said no.
Well, I say yes.
Fair enough.
Number 5,
Did,
Asteroids.
did I do it?
And number 5?
You already said 5.
No, I said sorry. Is it number 4?
It's
Asteroids.
Okay.
Number
Tempest.
5, which is
You know
our next
what?
video.
I love Tempest. I do. It's really weird, but once you understand the gameplay, it's really fun. Like, I would love to have a Tempest someday. It's not something I want bad enough. Like I gotta have it, but it's a good game.
This is the game that surprisingly enough, when we first played it,
We took a trip to the Asheville Pinball Museum, and why don't you tell them what happened?
well, I picked it up faster than you did, and I
played it before though.
Well, yeah, but I won for the first time ever
The Lincoln
Against-
won
against the
against the
Hendra.
Hendra in an arcade game.
in an arcade game. I won. It was awesome. That's
I'll
one of the
take-
reasons
I-
why it's number 5.
I'll take your word for it. I don't really remember who won or lost any of those, but
I won.
if
I won that.
I'm sure if you had a victory, it'd probably be something you remembered.
I mean, it's really simple. You just spin around and
You spin
shoot,
the thing
shoot,
and you
shoot
shoot the
stupid
boomerang-looking things that go around the web thing, and then
You just shoot the
avoid
stupid
the
things.
spikes when you fly through the vortex.
Yeah, I mean, I just spin around as fast as I can and just shoot it.
That's
the
the idea.
Yeah,
I would love a Tempest though, because it's a vector
I would love
game.
a Tempest. It's a
Vector
great game.
vector graphics make it cool as well.
Yes.
It's got the same type of graphics Asteroids does. It's
Yes.
pretty dead ass dope.
Indeed. The artwork isn't really. I don't remember the artwork like. at
Well,
all.
you know what? Let me show you a picture of it.
Okay. The artwork I don't remember at all. But
I think the artwork's pretty nice on Tempest.
I
actually.
love the special like the sound effects.
Me too. It's got the
That's
art
great.
Atari. Oh
great.
my god! Yes, this side art is nice looking. Look at this.
It is
Look at
great.
this. Look how awesome that looks.
Why don't I remember that? That is like awesome.
You know why? Because it was
Oh, yeah, it was
wedged
covered.
between other
Oh, yeah,
games.
that's
but
true,
yeah,
it was covered. But
Tempests are very nice looking games.
That's very nice looking. Well, anyway, the artwork is incredible. The
now that you know.
now that I know, the more you know. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Anyway, the gameplay is great. The sound effects are great. All around, it's just a great game. The only problem is just like it's kind of it's like more obscure shape things, which is why it's not number 1.
Yeah, it's hard to understand what you're supposed to shoot at the first, but once you realize, oh, you kill that and you kill the spikes, then you're like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I like more. Again, me and my catchiness, I guess. I just give it I like more like precise knowings of it. I don't like shapes. I don't like. I mean, I don't normally just like
What?
just like lines and shapes. This whole game is just like lines and shapes. It's not like, it's not like
Well, that's because it's a
something
vector
actually
game.
Yeah, but that's why.
That's what makes vector games awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's not.
Love them.
That's why I don't get. It's not like my number 1 all time favorite, but
Yeah.
it is still number 5. I really do enjoy it. Everything in this game is just simply awesome, and I give it an A+.
Hell, you may find a Tempest you can buy at the warehouse next week.
Oh yeah, we're going to a warehouse.
a tour of that. We will have one. What do you think?
That we're going to. That I'm going to shoot.
You want to shoot a tour of that?
I mean, of course we are.
That's
I'm
what I
going
was
to shoot.
just making sure.
I'm shooting as much as I possibly can.
All right.
We're gonna have vlog series. We're gonna have
arcade vlog. It's going to be
We're gonna have a podcast with me
side,
and
a side venture from the movie reviewing, I guess.
Oh, there's still gonna be movie review.
Oh, of course. It's
Of
like
course.
it's
It's
like
TV
our buddy James at Cinemassacre, even though we've never met him in person. He's
I would
still
love
a
to
good
meet him
guy.
in person.
Me too.
Anyway,
he
this
does different things.
this
Anyway,
guy-
back to Tempest.
well, hold on.
Okay, not back to Tempest.
This channel is basically like a review of media. So like everything like entertainment wise. That's why it's called an entertainment bro.
Fair enough.
Everything entertainment.
Fair enough.
Arcade machines as well. So
Fair
anyway,
enough.
back to Tempest. A+ for me. How about you?
Tempest, I'd give it. I love it. I don't know if I love it enough for an A+. I'd give it. It's a close one. It's tough. I don't know if I want to give it an A or an A+, because like it's one of my favorites, but it doesn't hold as much value as some of the others do for me. But and you know what? I'll give it an A+. And here's why. It's just really beautiful to look at the graphics of. Like the vector colored, the blue lines, that's really soothing for me to look at visually. I don't know why. It's just like some kind of sensory type of, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Wow, wait, this is really different. I mean, normally you're just like all about the gameplay.
Well, the gameplay is good too. This
Yes.
is why, and the gameplay is what makes it an A. But what makes it an A+ is the stimulation. That's what I was trying to say. The visual stimulation pleasureness I get from the graphic boosts it up to an A+. I wouldn't give it an A+ and beyond though.
Yeah, I mean, normally you're like all about the gameplay, and I'm more all about the
About the
looks about it.
yeah.
Okay, bonus.
Well, the gameplay is good too. It's fun.
It
It's
is.
fast.
It is. I'm more about the. I'm even a little more. What gave me an A+ is because of the game.
Well,
actually, the gameplay.
It's actually, it's fast paced like a lot of these pinball machines, and
Yeah.
that's why it's an A and even an A+. I'd say
Yeah, deadass.
one of the greatest. It's in my top 10, and I'm gonna get one someday. And
It's in my
Slam
top
may
5.
get one on Wednesday. Who knows?
Who knows? It's in my top 5. All right, and on to
Yeah.
Scorpion. I hate this game.
This game we don't have a lot to say for because it's kind of generic to me. It came out in an era when Williams, Valley, and even Gottlieb, they were kind of struggling. The arcade crash happened, or the video game crash of '83, that happened. Pinball was already suffering because of video games, and now they suffered even more. And they were trying to stay out there and do well, but they just...
Every time I played this game,
This
ball
was
drained.
when you can tell they were cutting costs. It's like my Chevy truck versus a Chevy truck from 2007 to 2013, It's like the build quality isn't as good. They also cut costs on a lot of features. For example, I own a Williams Firepower from 1980. Featuring the voice of the maker Steve Ritchie saying "Firepower 1, 2, 3, enemy destroyed, mission accomplished, you are..." Yes, I just recited every word Firepower says. You're welcome. And Scorpion came out a few years after this. I'd like to say it was probably 83 or 84. I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna look. What do you think of it while I look?
I hate this game. I hate it.
Okay.
The ball kept on draining every time I played it. It was like...
Oh, wait. 1980?
It was like 1 second.
Really?
Oh, okay, 1980. Though.
Oh, well, everything I just said was total bullshit, so sorry about that. I'm
great.
not familiar with this game.
I hate this game.
I'm surprised they didn't put speech in it. Why did they put speech in it? That they
Cutting
did it in
costs.
Gorgar, they did it in Firepower, but
Well, here's
in Black Knight, but not this. Maybe this. Oh, you know what? This was probably like the Road Kings of the System 6 era. That's what it was, I bet.
Do you were all those made like pre 1980?
What?
All those games that you just
Oh.
read off?
Gorgar was 79. That was the first game that had speech.
So,
It only said
When-
7
what
words,
month?
I think.
what month did it come out?
That I don't know, but
So it came out in 79.
yeah.
Okay, so here's what I think happened.
Well,
So-
let me tell you this though. Firepower, I do know. I think it came out in February of '80. I think. Let me double check that. Williams Firepower. Yeah, February of 1980. When did Black Knight come out? I think that was November. Williams Black Knight. Great game, by the way. We need to review one of those soon.
Indeed.
That is a great one. Yeah, November of '80. Huh, I was on point there.
So here is.
So this game was in between Firepower and Black Knight, and it was just kind of like, it was just there, I guess. That's why I think it was like Road Kings. It was, and the difference being, I don't think it's underrated. I think it's rated where it should be. It's cool. It's got the lane change. I think it was the first one with a multi-ball timer or something, but it didn't have the simplicity that Firepower has, and it wasn't complex enough to make up for it either. So that's my take on it.
So here's what I think happened. Why it doesn't have voice command and all that? How long is the development process on it? Just like a year?
Yeah, probably a year or two. It depends.
Okay, so here's what happened.
That's probably, I'm not totally sure on that, but I think that's it.
So here's what happened. 79 to 80 was like when the economy was in free fall almost. It was like line up for gas and all that. This is like a little history lesson. If you hate history, well,
I thought
I'm
the
sorry.
gas crisis was in 75 or 74 or something like that.
I think there was another one or whatever, because I remember Jimmy Carter didn't become president until 76 or 77. No,
Yeah.
77.
Yeah.
So, and I remember, like in history, that there was a gas crisis during that time. So, like somewhere in Jimmy Carter's presidency, there was a gas crisis.
Right.
So, and the economy was just like all over the place. Like it was the biggest recession since the Great Depression.
Yeah.
At that time, that has changed, but
Yeah, that did change.
this
It's
is
rock.
this is in history. This is in history. This is in politics. We're not voicing our opinions on.
You're right,
Any
you're right.
Political. We're talking about video
right.
games.
Fair
So
enough.
the reason why this game probably didn't have voice command is because A, of that economic crisis, and B, they had like 4 other games in development, right?
Right.
So they had to make their money somehow.
Possibly. I don't know if they had 4 at once.
I mean, you just
They
listen-
had that, and I guess they must have if they released them in that short of a time difference. They finished one, then they finish up the next,
Yeah.
and simultaneously now they're making video games like Robotron, Defender. We got
Yeah.
Stargate, which is Defender 2. We got Joust, which is the David's favorite video game of all time, or arcade game.
Joust?
Yeah.
No, but Willens.
Too bad we didn't have a Joust to play. That's a cool one. I like Joust. Very similar to Mario Brothers.
So anyway, despite what economic crisis happened, I hate this game. Every time it's like 20 seconds.
Oh, this was the one that played too slow, I think.
Every time it's
It's
just
either
like,
this or the Haunted House. Maybe.
I think it was this one. Because like this one, I like a not so slanted like
Yeah, it
board,
was-
I guess.
Now,
and
I will say this though, the older games, were designed to play at a little bit of a shallower slope, but not that much.
Yeah, but I don't like it. The thing happened, and my ball just kept on draining. The most I ever played on this game was like 20 seconds. I hate it.
Oh man.
I give this game an F. This is like the first game I actually give an F
Wow.
to. I
don't know if it's not that bad. It's
the designs.
it's good enough that I'd give it a D. That's about it. It's not one I'd want to own unless it was to restore and sell for profit. That'd be the only way I'd buy one.
Yeah, I mean, in the artwork and
The artwork was kind of nice. Didn't it
Artwork
have a
is-
good-looking girl on the back glass? I think it had a girl.
what's, I don't believe.
I think it did. I really do.
Oh, wait. No, it did not.
No. Oh, nah, that looks like that's cool looking. Actually, that kind of reminds me of Swords of Fury, one of my top 5 favorites.
I don't like it
Maybe.
because the reds and the greens are kind of like more duller. They're not like bright.
It does. It has more of a now that I look at it more, it's too. It's not that good.
No,
That
it's
was
no.
probably not the best of Williams. If
It
you
definitely
love
is not.
Scorpion, then
I'm sorry.
that's fine.
I don't understand
I'll stick to Firepower if
Yes.
I'm gonna stick to something from that era. Hell, even Flash is better. I forgot to mention Flash. That was before Gorgar.
it. Yes.
That was in this era too, and it was a better game than Scorpion. Like, it had good flow. Like, you shoot the ball and it does like a figure 8 kind of thing. That was my very first pinball machine.
Almost. Well, anyway.
But yeah.
I thought it was like that. Was it? It was one of these. It was one of these games that we played it, and you said it was the first Getaway.
Oh, that's the first pinball machine I ever played.
Oh, the other machine that you talked about was the first machine.
Flash is the first one I owned.
Oh,
but
okay, I got
The
you.
Getaway is the first one I played,
Okay.
which is why I have high speed, because it's like a cheaper System 80's awesomeness version of that same game.
Okay, and now on to the last game,
Last but not least,
ADHD the game.
Space Invaders Frenzy.
the giant ass Space Invaders Frenzy from
Yeah.
Stars and Strikes.
We love you, Stars and Strikes.
This game,
Shout out to, I think his name is Matt, the guy who we gave all our bowling money to in coming.
yes,
Matt, you're the man. If you're watching this, keep up the good work at the bowling alley.
indeed.
Now,
Anyway, this thing is, oh man, this thing was so popular at the show.
kids loved it, and I'm
everyone-
not surprised. It has more of that smartphone game kind of feel.
Yeah, every time it was just like, every time we were going to go see it, there was like a huge ass line going up to these two chairs. And I'll tell you what,
We got up there and played it, and to be honest, I was very disappointed. Not a bad game, but it was very, very overhyped.
it was.
It's more about the coolness factor.
It
than
was
anything.
for the most part, I couldn't even see like what I was shooting at. I was
I
just
could.
shooting.
They just make it go too fast on purpose, so
Yeah, it was
they take your money and
It
you
was
win
really-
tickets.
Yeah, it was really fast. It was so bright. Epileptics, I'm sorry, don't play this game. You're gonna be sick. ADHD lovers, play this game because
Lovers,
ADHD people.
well,
you
we
will-
don't want to have it.
Well, I'm sorry. ADHD people, you will love this game. It will.
Hell,
calm
even
your-
I didn't like it that much. I didn't feel calmed. I was like, I mean, I guess it grabbed my attention well, and it did. It did succeed a little bit in that round, I'd say, but I didn't really. It's not something I want to keep doing over and over again.
This is like
I mean, maybe.
the original Space
It
Invaders.
actually was kind of fun. It was.
It
I
was-
don't know. It's probably because of the fact that I own an original Space Invaders Deluxe, which is the sequel to Space Invaders, and there's less differences between Space Invaders and Deluxe than there are with Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. So
This game,
it's basically just Space Invaders.
This
with
game
a
is
few extras in it.
this game is pretty much the equivalent of blockbuster popcorn fluff that comes out
Yeah,
in summertime. Pretty much, it's just like, yeah, it's cool. It's got all this crap. It's got special effects. It's really fast.
yeah,
It's fun, but there's no substance to it.
yes.
Like the nerds that were hovering around it was just like, I like the
This is a
the
very
original-
good game.
This is a terrible game. I like the old Space Invaders better. Why can't the kids just play normal Space Invaders? You know,
That's
it's
what I said.
normal Space Invaders is good. This game is just really fast paced and holds the attention span of younger kids and all that. So, I mean, overall, I'd probably give it was kind of meh for me, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
it did keep my attention span like overhyped, I guess, and it did give me a epileptic, almost gave me an epileptic shock.
Oh
And-
no.
But
Slamming
it
his
was
seizures. That ain't good.
it was fun. It was fun, but it was like over and done with, and we had to wait in a big ass line again.
Yeah,
I give it a C. I mean, this is really down the middle for me.
I think I'd give it a C plus, just because I love Space Invaders and I like it. It works for
Yeah.
the current arcade market, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's not something that has a high replay value for me.
Yeah, I mean, I love
I mean,
Space Invaders
kinda.
too.
If they didn't, it'd be better if they took out some of the excess crap all over the place, but
Crap.
yeah, I mean that's what it was. It's a
like-
bunch of horse trash flying all over the screen. First
like
it's
the
dud, 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 and you're like, all right, Space Invaders, but with a gun. Then it's frenzy time.
It's kind of like
Then you're just
kinda
like,
like-
dee, 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 dee.
it's kind of like the Star Wars prequels. It's just like how much crap can we shove
Yeah,
into the screen?
it's like the originals are like Space Invaders is A New Hope, and Deluxe is like
The Phantom Menace.
no, Deluxe is not the Phantom Menace.
The
Deluxe
Phantom
is
Menace
like
Deluxe is like Attack of the Clones.
actually, I'd say Space Invaders is Return of the Jedi, then Deluxe is The New Hope, because I like Deluxe a little bit better.
And Frenzy's The Phantom Menace.
Now, Frenzy to me is more like Attack of the Clones.
Oh, that bad. Okay.
Yeah, if we're gonna compare it to that. 'Cause
Alright,
it
then.
was still like Space Invaders, but had all this unnecessary crap that didn't enhance it any. And that sums it
Alright.
up for our
That sums up
not
for,
so short tour of SFGE 2018. I
Yes.
wish
Special-
I could go back. I wish my guitar didn't break off the headstock. I
Special-
found out today actually that it may cost as much as the guitar is worth to fix it.
Well,
So
there you go.
if I can't do a DIY fix on it, it's probably just gonna be wall art.
Well, boneless. Special shout out to the wrestling. That's
Yes,
always there now.
Atlanta Wrestling. I don't know what WW it is. It's something, but
It's not WWE.
I know that or
that.
F.
Or
It's-
F.
It's one of them.
It's like,
It was something that
It's
was
so-
in Atlanta.
yeah, it's so crowded we couldn't really see it, but from
Yeah.
from the doorway that I've seen, it's really it's not that great. But
It looked just like any wrestling. WrestleMania is
no, I've seen
Not-
regular wrestling. Regular wrestling is like
like
a little bit better.
actual wrestling or like TV.
WWE
Oh.
stuff. That stuff's
Oh.
like a little bit better, but
It's
this
still
one is
kind of
just-
for show though.
this is just
somewhat
like
fake.
it's kind of this is kind of like you kind of know it's kind of fake, but yeah, I mean it serves the job, I guess. If you don't want to if you can't go to WWE, WrestleMania or whatever, you got this.
Well,
So,
it wasn't enough for me to watch it.
not enough for me to watch either. Special
Shout out
to
to
Preston Burt.
Yeah, Preston Burt and Patrick. Sorry, Patrick, I forgot your last name. I'll probably learn it again in a few minutes.
Preston Burt, the pretty much the creator of it all, I guess.
Patrick was there with him. Go check out their podcast, the Game Room Junkies. It's amazing. I'd recommend it.
Wait, Preston Burt has a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to listen to that now.
All right, go for it. I would. It's good. Yeah, Preston and Patrick have that podcast. Go check it out. I'd also like to give a special thanks to all the people like me who busted their asses like Slam and I did, brought games here, especially for those of you that are watching this that actually brought machines that you owned. You know, without you, that show could not have been possible. Let's do it again next year. I'm Skits.
And I'd like to give a special shout out to all the...
we're not signing off yet?
No,
Okay.
we are not signing off. I mean, I want more stuff to say. I'd like to say a special shout out to the me's of that show, where they're just
me's.
like moving crap, and that's pretty much it. And just along
Yes,
for the ride.
thank you, Slam, for all your help moving.
Yes.
Sorry for screaming, lift it up! Lift it up! Up!
Be mad again. But, yeah.
I didn't think he heard me. He just...
Well,
I
at
kept
the
saying
show-
it and it didn't go. It was like, up! Up!
I guess at the show was...
Fun times.
At the show, I couldn't hear it because it was just so loud. But anyway, yeah, you're welcome, Skits. I'll do it again next year.
Oh, we're
And
gonna do it again.
we'll
I
record it.
am at least.
Well, yeah, I'll go to.
Stuckman.
I also like to give a special shout out to all the
Man, a lot of
comics.
shout-outs.
Yeah, a lot of shout outs. This is a great show.
Okay.
Special shout out to all the cosplays, Deadpool, love that guy. All the comics people, all the pops people. I mean, you guys give like a special nerdish type feel to the overall thing, not just the pinball and arcade games, but kind of flesh it out as more of a nerd convention. Good job, guys. Come back next year, probably buy you guys out.
The last thing I'm going to mention is I'm very glad and very grateful for this opportunity to meet Steve Ritchie. What a great guy. What a great inspiration and idol in my life as a potential electrical engineer.
Also, thank you to Billy Mitchell, who's
I-
always there.
I wasn't finished about Steve.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Steve.
Steve has inspired me to become what I am, working with industrial electronics. With him and with other people in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. Thank you, Steve, for making some of the best pinball machines in the world. If you're watching this, perhaps we can hang out again sometime and play a few games of your awesomely designed Terminator 2. All right, is that it?
Thanks
That's it
to,
for me.
Also, thanks to all Billy Mitchell, who's always there. He's got a bunch of records, signs.
He does.
He's got suits that I wish I had.
Huh.
The famous suits that I wish I had, and he rocks the mullets and the beard, and yeah, good job, Billy.
Good job, Billy Mitchell.
Is he like the guy of Stern, the man in the Stern himself?
No, he's not. He doesn't work for Stern.
He's not associated with Stern?
No,
He was
no.
associated with
Billy
Stern.
Mitchell just has high score records.
Well, boneless Billy, good job. And thank you for the free monster and
Oh yeah, those girls
those
that
two hot girls that
pretty
gave us free
cute.
water.
Sorry if the Linden here
Drunk
got
all
on your
your
nerves a little bit.
Drunk all your water. Come on, going. Anyway, that will do it for us. There'll be more arcade reviews later. Don't exactly know when, but they are coming. Do not worry, they are coming. And with that, this is Skits.
Slam and Skits here. We're now going to sign off. Thank you for tuning in. Join in next time when we present to you the warehouse raid of the decade. Dun, 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 dun. Ha, you thought it was going to be Stuckman, but not.
And also the Hendry's
Oh, we're not done.
arcade rooms.
Yes. My collection's coming too.